that all along. If you believe it's in my soul, I'd say all the words that I know, just to see if it would show that I'm trying to, that I'm better off on my own. Yep. I walk a lonely road, the only one that I. Yeah. It's home to me, and I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and I'm the only one, and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk up. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Till then I walk alone. I'm walking down the line that divides me somewhere in my mind, on the borderline of the edge and where I walk alone. Read between the lines what's fucked up and everything's alright. Check my vital signs and know I'm still alive, and I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk up. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Till then I walk alone. I walk alone, I walk alone. I walk this empty street on the boulevard of broken dreams, where the city sleeps and I'm the only one, and I walk up. My shadow's only one that walks beside me. My shallow heart's the only thing that's beating. Sometimes I wish someone up there will find me. Till then I walk alone. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hey Tony, can you kill the background music, please? Thanks. Welcome to the AI Meetup, everybody. It's so good to see you here. Look at this room. My goodness. And there's people in the back standing. This is the fullest we've ever had in the AI Meetup. Thank you all for coming. That's amazing. It is a full house. Someone said this is the biggest meetup they've ever seen in their entire life. Who was it? Where were you? It was there. What's your name? The first one, Robin. Robin.
He said it's because it's the first one. Why is it so negative, bro? Do you want to get kicked out? No, I'm joking. No, no, it's welcome. It's so good to see you here. Hey, Vitya and Masha, great people. So anyway, it's all friends. The Berlin AI community. Whew, look at you. You're just filing in and in. Look, can I take a selfie? Is that okay? Okay, it's massive. That's a Tony. The room's full. Tony's the guy responsible for the venue, and we shared a lot of messages today about. I think it's gonna be full, and it is. So give it up for Tony. Actually, first, everybody. Without this venue, thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna take a quick selfie. I'm gonna take a quick. This is ridiculous. My view from here. Look at that. Everybody, wave your hand. Okay, cool. So, welcome to the welcome to the Berlin AI Meetup. This is the third edition. The first two were exceptionally successful, and a lot of people said, "I'll give you some quick highlights, and then we're going to dive into the program." I actually just remembered I need to share my screen. This is usual with the meetup, but I'll give you just some highlights of feedback we've gotten because I think this is very important. Some of the feedback we got was one of the people who came. Wow, that's so cool. One of the people who came the last time, Daniel Berndt, where is he? Daniel's probably here. There he is. We've become a big family. I just know so many of you by like first name by now. But Daniel said last time, hey, I've been seeing MCP on my timeline. MCP this, MCP that, model context protocol. And he said, I ignored all of it because I knew if I come to the meetup today, I will learn it. And so that's huge. Give it up for Daniel, everybody, for staying one of the real ones. Um, I think we're good. Let me introduce myself. I'm Tejas Kumar. I've been building on the web for well over 20 years, formerly at places like Vercel. I say over there because Nico is here. Hi, Nico. Nico works on the Vercel AI SDK. Anyone using Vercel AI SDK here? Okay, this is like 1%. This will change. This will change after today. Um, Vercel, Spotify. Anyone from Spotify? No? Good. Contiamo, Lucas is here. Hi, Lucas. Zeta and more. Yeah, great. And today we get to celebrate AI. We get to learn about AI. And any questions, any doubts that you have, any uncertainties, we will clear it up today. Okay. My goal, honestly, this is a free event. You have paid nothing to be here. And I'm tempted to change that because there's so many. I will not. I'm not that capitalist, but I want the whole point of this is that you leave this place different and better. Okay? And what does that mean? You leave this place knowing more than you came in knowing. You feel more confident with AI. You feel confident solving AI problems. You feel confident building whatever you want. I have been building for so long on the web. I was talking with Robert. Where's Robert? Is Robert here? I was talking with Robert earlier today, and I told him I feel like I can build anything I want. Does anyone else feel that way? You can just build anything you want, any software, any and scale to millions. Okay, cool. There's like four of you. At the end of this event, I want there to be more than four. That rhymes. Okay, so what are we going to talk about? I get the privilege of organizing this event. Fun fact: this is a one-person effort, and we have a beautiful team of volunteers who support that effort. So it's not really one person. Where's the volunteers? Ahmed. Ahmed's over there. Give it up for Ahmed, everybody. Awesome. Ahmed is responsible for the live stream. And so, hi, live stream audience. He's taking care of that. You're missing out because people are networking and having fun here. Leah, my wife, everyone give it up for Leah. Uh, she has taken care of all the food and beverage. So if you ate and you're satisfied, show me your hand. You owe that to Leah. So thank you. And there's Robert who was here today. Robert's over there. Give it up for Robert, everybody. Incredible. And Robert, fun fact, Robert came all the way from Bonn, the other side of Germany, to be here tonight and help out. Okay, so this is now we can say Germany wide, not just I should change it. April Germany AI meetup. Anyway, before I get expansionist on you, let's start the talk. This is our agenda today. So this is the order we're going to go in, except it's kind of wrong. Things changed. So opening by me at 7. This is happening right now. Learn how we built a multiplayer AI game. We will look at that. If anyone's interested to actually play live, we can do that. If you're up for learning a game on the fly. If not, we can also accommodate you. There will be a break. This is a lie. Lars Grammel is not here because he had to ship. But Nico is here. Nico Albanese, who is the developer relations engineer on the Vercel AI SDK, is going to talk to us about all the great things you can build with Vercel's AI SDK. Okay, anyone using Vercel in general here? Show me your hands. Wow, that's a minority. That's crazy. Like y'all look so big on Twitter. Hopefully we fix that. I do like Vercel. Okay, and then there's a networking break, and then we have lightning talks. And guess what? There's 2 spots available. If any of you feel inspired to come share on stage, there's 2 spots for lightning talks. So Max is here. Max, this is an amazing story. You want to stick around for Max's talk. He's going to be first, actually. Max, if you're here. And then Ricardo no longer works. I don't know if I can say. Anyway, Ricardo, um, he built a hybrid search architecture with AI agents. It's really cool. So those 2 are confirmed. Tony is actually here, but he doesn't want to talk. So there's going to be 2 free spots, okay? But let's start at the beginning, because there's going to be people talking to you about AI, but it's completely useless to you if it goes over your head. The last thing, I would consider this event a failure if things go in one ear, out the other, and nothing changes. Okay? And so I want to prime you with just entry level. Maybe some of you know this, maybe you don't. We'll do AI 101. Okay? And then we'll talk more about the details. So let me start by asking you this. How many of you feel confident in saying, I am or could be an AI engineer? As a Okay, wow, that's so many of you. Great, that's so good. It's still a minority in the room, but that's better than last time. How many of you are well familiar, so familiar that you could explain it up here with the concept of RAG in AI? Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah, uh, very, very minor. I feel super confident with agents. I build agents all the time. We have work to do. This is great. All right, let's start at the beginning. I'm going to use the work of a dear friend of mine, Sean Wang, Swix. Some of you may have heard of him. He actually defined the role AI engineer before it existed. He called it, he predicted it. And I'm going to move to latent space, rise of the AI engineer. This is the article of this one. This is like the work on what makes an AI engineer. And it's really characterized by this big who's seen this diagram before? Wow, so few of you. Okay, so this defines where AI engineers land. And on the very left, we've got machine learning research. These are people with PhDs and stuff doing data science. He agrees. There's machine learning engineering, which is essentially applying that research to solve problems. And this is where you're going to be doing inference and training models and so on. There's a big dividing line. That's a dotted line, meaning it's permeable. And behind or in front of, depending on where you sit, in front of the API is where we find AI engineering. Things like chains and agents and tooling and infra, ML ops. And then at the very end, you've got full stack, because AI engineering composes into the stack that any other specialization does. For example, front end is a specialization, but then full stack is the generalization. Does that make sense? Specialization, generalization. AI engineering is a generalization according to this diagram and according to this article. This is an important caveat. This line can kind of move one way or another, but this is typically ballpark, rule of thumb, where AI engineering sits. Some of you may be thinking, wow, I don't get it. I've got in trouble saying this at other events, and I don't mind, frankly. But what this implies is that if you know JavaScript, curl, Python, and you can make a network request to some API, which has an LLM or some type of model, then you can say you're an AI engineer. If you can do like network fetch, get the answer, he disagrees. To solve a problem, you agree. Great. To solve, no offense, to solve a problem, then you can say you're an AI engineer. That's okay, but you might be thinking, Tejas, that's nonsense. How can you make such a claim? Well, first of all, I'm not making this claim. Someone else's blog. Go take it up with Sean. But second, there's this quote. In numbers, there's probably going to be significantly more AI engineers than there are machine learning or large language model engineers, and one can be quite successful in this role without ever training anything. And who said this is the great Andrej Karpathy. For those of you who don't know who this is one of the co-founders of OpenAI. The brains behind GPT-2 and GPT-3 and 3.5, like the goat of machine learning and data science in AI, okay? And so if he says it, it's true. That's basic. And so Andre says, this is very important for you to get, because I was having breakfast this morning with Robert, who came from Bonn. And I asked Robert, I was like, do you consider yourself like an AI expert or something? He says, I've never trained a model. And I was like, who cares? Who asked? And we had to have this conversation. So I'm hoping this conversation already like sets you up for success in how you think about AI engineering and where it lies in the context of machine learning and so on. Okay, with that though, there's still inherent problems with AI engineering. Like you can make a network request and solve problems with AI, but there's still problems with AI itself. And so AI engineering is solving external problems with AI, but also solving problems with AI. Do you understand the inherent? If I ask you to describe problems with AI to me that are technical in nature, there's a lot of political problems. There's a lot of environmental problems. There's a lot of security problems. If we talk strictly like technical details, right, about problems with AI, what comes to mind? Hallucinations. Daniel said that. There's name tags now. That's awesome. Hallucinations. Huge problem. I went on Google yesterday and asked how, let's check this live, how much um, G of beef has 40 G protein. Don't ask why I searched for this, but um, and okay, they fixed this in one day. That's great. So I got super angry about this and went to Twitter because that's the site where you go to complain naturally. And somewhere here, I was like so angry about this that yeah, look at this. This was yesterday, literally. I asked the same prompt and it said to get 40 grams of protein from pork. Ah, pork. Maybe let's go try. Let's go try. I want this to like work live. Let's try pork. 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 Oh, it just doesn't do it anymore with the AI because maybe they saw my tweet. They didn't. I'm nobody. But okay, so um, in any case, they said 450 to 500 grams. This happened yesterday in the AI overview of the world's biggest search engine. Just for this answer is wrong. And if you have some type of disorder where you can't tolerate so much protein, this is actually going to be bad. It's going to be harmful. You're going to get sick and maybe die if you have the right conditions. And so this is very, very harmful. Hallucinations, massive problem with AI. And the crazy thing is, you see over here, it cited Quora. This Q is the logo of Quora, question answer site. It cited Quora. I clicked on the source and I read that the correct answer was in the source. So from somewhere, hallucinations, a massive problem today with AI. There's other problems. There's the problem of fixed context length. Gemini Pro has like a 10 million token. A token is roughly one English word. So you can fit like 10 million-ish words in context. That's not a lot. If you're thinking of like your entire life, it's good enough. You can fit like the entire Harry Potter book series in context now. That's cool, but that's still a limitation. It's not infinite. And third, the limitation is knowledge cutoff. If you go to a language model, and I'm saying language model, and ask, hey, what's the news headlines for April 24th, 2025? The answer will be, as a language model, I have no idea. I don't know, because the training cutoff was before. Does that make sense? That's a real problem. So these are the three, I'm calling them the big three problems with AI. Hallucinations, finite context, knowledge cutoff. What's the solution? There's one solution to all of this that AI engineers tend to work on. There's actually many solutions, of course, but the one in vogue is a technique called RAG. I asked earlier, anyone using RAG in production? No? Okay. 6 people out of the 200 that are in the room. RAG is a technique called Retrieval-Augmented generation. What does that mean? Let's break it down. Plain English, you retrieve data from somewhere, from some authoritative source. You get the truth from like Quora, and you use it to augment or change the generated output. So you get in like real data, you put it in your prompt. Hey, this is the truth. Now answer the question. That's RAG. It's like the most popular way to mitigate against, although it doesn't always eliminate hallucinations. I'd love to show you an example of RAG in action right here. This is Langflow. We make this tool. It's that little roll-up thing over there. But Langflow, I just use it as a great way of teaching about AI because it's visual. And I think if you're like me, you're a visual learner. So we have a little diagram here. And some would come and ask me like, hey, how is this different than N8N? The answer is that's the wrong question. Use whatever you want. But let's just model like a typical AI app. Okay, so it all starts with a chat input right here. Let me just put this so I have two hands. Okay, chat input right here. And we get a language model. Let's go to OpenAI. Actually, let's go to Langflow dash. Yeah, let's go here. This is like a different hosted one. Although Langflow, if you want to play with Langflow, by the way, langflow.new is what you want to do. Okay, so we'll create one from a template, basic prompting. And we're just going to do a super basic prompt. So we have a chat input and an OpenAI model. We plug in our API key, which is OpenAI API key, and a chat output. That's it. Bless you. And so if we go to the playground now, we can literally play with this. We can say hello, and we have like a working chatbot that talks to GPT-4o Mini, which is at this time the cheapest model by OpenAI. But let's ask something. What's the weather today, April 24th, 2025 in Berlin? And it's just going to fall apart. It's going to either not know or it's going to hallucinate. I'm sorry, but I can't provide it. This sucks. And this happens because we're talking to a model, not an AI application. If we do this with ChatGPT, where it's going to do RAG for us. What's the weather in Berlin today? And watch, searching the web, that's RAG. It's retrieving real context and saying this is the weather with unnecessary information I didn't ask for. But okay, so that's RAG. Well, how does RAG actually work? Prompt engineer is the answer. So let's emulate that. So what we're gonna do, chat input, cool, but we need to introduce a prompt. So we'll add a prompt. And here's the secret sauce. Let's get rid of that. So the prompt is, given this context, and we'll make a variable for context, answer the question, and then we'll make a variable for question, okay? So we'll put the question from the user, but we need to get context from somewhere. Where can we get it from? Well, let's go find a website. Weather in Berlin, I don't know. Wow, is this actually static? Does this work if I don't have JavaScript? Because the condition is you can't have, it will only render static websites. So we'll just disable JavaScript and make sure this works. Reload. Wow. This is so sad. The state of the web is so, that's the saddest thing I've ever seen. This should just work, but okay. Let's maybe AccuWeather. Do you work without JavaScript? Let's check. Okay, cool. So what we're going to take this URL and we're going to build our own little RAG pipeline. Okay, so I'll get the URL tool and say, go to this URL, get the text content, and now take the text content, put it in context. Does this make sense so far? We're building RAG, and then we take the prompt message, stick it in the input, and now it will get the real-time context and answer the question because this is my prompt. Given this context, answer the question. So let's go again to the playground, start a new chat. What's the weather? Enter. And now, wow, that's really sad. Why won't it work? So we can actually go see what message we got. Access denied. That's so sad. It's probably because it doesn't like bots. Let's find another weather website. Weather in Berlin. BBC weather? Do you need JavaScript? All right. Oh, no, cookies. Maybe this one. Yeah, this looks super static. All right, let's try this. Let's try again. What's the weather? It's doing something. It's maybe going to the Berlin DE website. There we go. So the 8-day weather for it suddenly has new information. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. It suddenly has new information. But we've overcome the problem of finite context. This is not going to be hallucinated because we can actually go look at the prompt. So if I click this little preview thing, we can see the prompt is given this context, and here's the big 8-day forecast we pulled from that website. This is all our prompt. Finally, answer the question, which is what's the weather? So we give the answer in the prompt. Does that make sense? This is literally RAG. But there's an evolution of RAG. And also there's some problems with RAG where how do you trust the reliability of the data? And this is where we get into topics like vector search, hybrid search, keyword search. We're not going to go into those details because that's what the other talks are going to do for you, specifically Ricardo. But that's RAG. Who's clear on RAG now? Who feels confident enough to come up and explain it? Okay, still no one. Great. We'll wrap it up with agents, which is another thing that you kind of need to know. RAG is still the technique, but given the advent of agents, RAG is slightly different. It's called agentic RAG. What are agents? There's a great paper by Google. Has anyone seen the Google paper on agents? Okay, good, like 3. PPC, Google agents. Do I just search for agents? I had it. Yeah, here we go. This is Google's agent paper. Great paper. Highly recommend. They do the best job, in my opinion, of defining what an agent is. And this is what an agent is. So think of it as a runtime. User sends a query. And notice the model is not the agent, but a wrapping application is the agent. So you have a model. you've got some external tools, and you have an orchestration layer. And this orchestration layer is responsible for things like chain of thought, understanding, things like reasoning, and also memory. You can store memory in vector databases or similar and retrieve them on command. So these three things make up what is called an agent runtime. Let's look at a demo of an agent, and then we'll wrap up and we'll do a break where we can talk about this game. All right, so how do we do agents? If you go to langflow.new, you get dropped straight into an agent. So this is, you literally build your first agent here. What is this? Well, the agent here is the central piece. It has a model provider because that's the language model piece. It has instructions and it has tools. Specifically, there's two tools. There's a URL tool, so the agent can use its agency to browse the internet if and when it needs. Does that make sense? It's kind of like me as a human being. I can recognize when I reach the limits of my knowledge, hopefully. And then I'll go use the tool. If you ask me, hey, multiply 18 prime numbers, I can't. So I reckon my language model in my brain says you can't do this. You need a tool. You need a calculator. So I use my agency, as agency is my ability to take actions. I use my agency to go pick a tool, calculator. Then what happens? Well, my language model creates the inputs to the calculator. I literally press the numbers, 13 multiply 21. I do that. Does that make sense? The language model creates the inputs to the tool, presses the equal button, calls the tool, gets the response. Okay, that's how agents work. The language model thinks of the tool, chooses the tool, generates inputs for the tool, but the tool itself is externally manufactured. Someone else makes the tool. Is that clear? So this is how it works. So we have a model provider, we have tools, we have a calculator and a URL tool, and we're going to explore a little agent here. What I need is an API key. So everybody cover your eyes. It's fine. I'll revoke it. Were you fast enough? Okay, so we have, so I paste my API key here. And what I'm going to do now is just I'm going to send a prompt, again, chat input to an agent, has these tools, chat output, okay? So I'm going to now agentically perform RAG. So we'll go to the playground, close, we'll go to the playground, and I'll say, what is today's exchange rate of 400 Indian rupees in euros, okay? I'm not constructing a prompt. I'm not doing anything manually. Agentically, this is going to ideally work. So I'm sending this prompt away. Accessing URL. It's using the tools, as you can see. As of today, the exchange rate for Indian rupees is approximately this much. To convert 400 rupees to euros, it's this much. Incredible. It just shows the tools and use them because they were available. This is agency. This is an agent. So if I click on this now, you can actually see what happened. It used the tool by this hammer, you can see, and it called URL fetch content. It generated this itself. This input was dreamed up by the LLM to go to this unauthenticated API and get the latest currency. And then it also went here and got the latest INR. And then it just did the math using the calculator tool. And here you go. LLMs are notoriously bad at math, but with tools, agents can do better. So if you weren't familiar with agents quite as clearly, this is what it is. It's a runtime that can orchestrate the use of tools to enable greater capabilities. And we just performed RAG as well because we retrieved the exchange rate and used it to augment the generated output. This is the key. Does that make sense? Is this clear so far? Great. Finally, we made a game using RAG. The game is really fun. Do we want to see a demonstration of the game? Yes or no? Yeah. Okay. Great. Awesome. I need a little bit more enthusiasm. It was just one guy saying, yes. It's a multiplayer game. So I need volunteers. Does anyone want to learn how to play this game? Okay. Wow. People are. We can have like up to 16. But the catch of the game is you have to talk to each other. Let me explain how this game. Yeah. Now they're like, oh, I don't want to. I have to talk to people. What do you mean? Let me explain how this game works. It's a movie quiz. So think now if you know movies or not. English movies specifically. Sorry. Um, Here's how the game works. You join a team. There are 4 teams, up to 4 teams. And in your team, you get a single quote from a movie. A quote like, give me a quote from a popular movie. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'm the Terminator. Anyway, it's bad. It's a really bad impression. Yeah, so you'll get a quote like, I'll be back. All of you see the same quote, but it's a multiple choice quiz. Which movie was this in? So some of you will have, one of you will have Terminator, one of you will have Mission Impossible, one of you will have Jaws, etc. And you've got to talk to each other. Which one was it? Which one was it? And if you have the wrong answer, because all of you see only one movie, if you have the wrong answer, you just turn your phone face down. And the last phone facing up is your team's accepted answer. Does that make sense? That's, some of you say no, that's okay. For those of you who understand this and would like to give it a try, we can play it right here. Anyone interested? You? Come up, Fabio. Actually, don't come up. Sit right there. Are you okay being a team? Yeah, you too? All right, here's what we're good. This is a big disclaimer. I've never done this before in a room of this size. I know the internet is a scary place, and some of you are going to mess this up. Intentionally or unintentionally, it's okay. We're a community. We accept each other. It's going to be fine. I'm saying this for me, not so much for you. But please be nice. There's going to be a QR code. Maybe don't scan it. We'll figure it out. So if you want to play, make sure that you're a team with the people next to you. The game is this. It's called Play Unreal. It's called Unreal. And what I'm going to do is this is crazy. I did not anticipate doing this, but let's do it anyway. Oh, no, cancel. Okay. Am I still screen sharing in the live stream? Can you see that?
Not right now.
Okay, yeah, I kicked myself out of the room. This is gonna be so much fun, or it's gonna be super awkward. Either way, you'll applaud, right? Okay, so I'm gonna host this game, and we will quickly ignore everything. Nobody look. This is very makeshift, very, very makeshift. Okay, so yes, if you want to be in a team, scan the code and sit. If it's just you, that's fine. We can have like two teams. You want to be in a team? You want to play with Max? Okay, so teams of 4. If you are in a team, can you show me your hand so that not everybody? Okay, team 1 is over there. You need a partner to talk to. You want to play with him? All right, you two, choose your number. This is insane. Put up the number of your team actually so that people can. This is crazy. I can't believe this is happening. Okay, the rest of you, you're gonna have fun. Believe me. So we can see that there's team 1 has 2 players. Team 3 has 1 player. Who's team 3? Anyone team 3 here? You guys need to join. Pull out your phone. Support him. Team 1 is full. Team 3 has 1. Who's team 4? Your team 4? Your team. Their team 4. Chaos. Yeah. You just have to be next to each other. All right. Okay. Everyone stop. Team 2 needs. Where's team 2? Team 2? Can I see team 2? Anyone in team 2?
It can be from live stream.
There's no one in team 2? Okay. Who's playing? Who's playing for real? Okay, cool. All of you, great. I'm going to start the game right now. So all of you look at your phones. I mean, not all of you. Those who are playing, look at your phones. Okay. And you're going to see a prompt. You need to talk to each other and decide which movie. All right. Get ready. Everyone looking at your phone who's playing? Yes? We can watch a leaderboard. All right. So let's start the game. And everybody look at your phone. Now keep your phones flat. This is very important. Keep your phones flat. Talk amongst yourselves. So we can see now team 2 is winning. Team 1 has all phones face up. So team 1 needs to decide. Where's team 1? Can you turn your phone face down? All of you. Yeah, perfect. And now team 4. Yes. So now nobody got that right. Nobody got that right. That's so sad. But now you understand how it works, right? So you've got to talk. You all have different answers, and you've got to talk to each other and see who has the right answer.
Right answer needs to be up.
I don't know. Okay, everyone phone face up. Phone face up. Phone face up. Everybody, phone face up. This is maybe too big. Okay.
Put the things down.
Team 2, anyone? Phone face up? No? Okay, we're gonna reset. Everybody, give me some pity applause. This is super hard. Let's thank you. Okay. We're gonna reset, and we're gonna do just 2 teams of people. Very simple. You 2, you good? And then you 2 want to or no? Okay, no, these 2. You 2. You're 3. That's okay. No, we're good. Okay, we're gonna make this really simple. We'll reset the whole game. Okay, it's totally not a problem, and we'll. You know that dog that says this is fine in the fire? Okay, so you two are in, yeah? And you two. All right, let's go again. The code is G25Z. Please, no one else join this. Oh, well, let me just give you a QR code, actually. Let me give you a QR code. G25Z slash. This is probably my... Okay, so here. Only the players. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. For real, for real. It's not embarrassing at all. Okay. You good? You in? Let's check. Let's check. So we should have two teams. Who is team one? Your team one? There's only one of you in the game. Why are you joining the team, bro? There's a guy back there joining. It's like hurting. Okay, we're gonna give it one more try and then I'm gonna cut it out. Because it's like there's only 4 players. These two and you two. We'll do a new room code. Sorry. BRLN. Okay? Berlin. And nobody else except these two. All right? BRLN. BRLN. Okay, so there's team 1 and team 4. And your partner as well. It's BRLN is the code. Yeah. I can't believe all of you are sitting through this. It must be so uncomfortable. But I have the mic. What are you going to do? Okay. Are you both in? Just reload. With the room code. Or maybe you can? You know what? Let me. I'll be the second player in team 1. It's okay. I'll do it. Play and this is great because it's like confirming all my greatest fears of a 16-player game with 500 people. Or 200 people. All right. Okay. You know what? We're not going to do it. We're not going to. We'll do it. We'll do it maybe at the end, but this is eating too much time, and I do want to give Nico the stage, and we have lightning talk. So I will wrap up with this. We covered a lot of content. We covered RAG. We covered agents. And I did want to actually talk to you about how we built that game, because movie quotes are like the thing that can be hallucinated. And so what we did was we created a beautiful RAG flow that I'll finish with this, where we got movies. So this is Langflow, and there's just so much. We use Langflow for a lot of different things. But this one was how we got the movie quotes. So here's how it works. We first get chat inputs. How many questions do you want? The game has 10 questions. From there, we calculate what's the randomness factor for like different quotes. And we ultimately pull out, we have subflows. What we do is we pull out data from a CSV of every movie and the scripts of them, and we load them into a vector database. Who's using a vector database here? Nobody. Okay, so a vector database allows you to do similarity search. For example, you could search for horror movies, and you actually get like scary movies. It's because the description of the movie has horror in it. Does that make sense? Like if I go to Netflix, I hope I'm logged in. If I go to Netflix and if I just search for like, I'm not logged in. Will I log in easily? Okay, well, try it yourself. If you search on Netflix movies about or movies with a strong female lead, like these keywords, you actually get no results. It's crazy. And so semantic search or vector search is the solution. So we did that, and we got back a list of very similar movies. From there, we put this in the prompt and performed RAG to get you your questions. We will maybe play the game The Break in smaller groups. I think this is an enormous crowd to do that. But with that, I'd love to leave you and wrap this up. We're 5 minutes over. I will take some questions in case something wasn't clear, but we'll do a quick break after that. Were there questions in the room? Yes. The examples of RAG? Yeah, they're totally public. If you go to langflow.new, this entire thing, all you need to do is bring an API key. Your own, because it's expensive. But you paste it in here and you have a fully working agent. That's right. Cool. Questions? No? Great. All right, we're going to take a, what? There's a question. Yes.
What if the keywords are two different movies?
What if the keywords are two different movies that are quite similar?
Like the keywords were set in two two different movies?
Yeah. That's a good question. So we have a definite correct answer ground truth because we have the database. And so we say the quote was 100% said in this movie. And then we want those close enough movies to confuse the user by choices. You know what I mean? So like I'll Be Back makes sense with vector search because you get back things like Mission Impossible, Minority Report and stuff, action movies, Born Identity. But if you get I'll Be Back and you use keyword search, you're only going to get Terminator. You're not going to get Does that make sense? Cool, great. All right, we're gonna pause here. Nico, who works on the Vercel AI SDK, is gonna come up. He's got so many demos. It's gonna be a truly incredible presentation. But before that, we're gonna do like a 15-minute break. There's still plenty of pizza and drinks. Get it. And if you do want to play the game, come see me in the break, and we'll do that. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the meal.
I'll be the watcher of the eternal flame. I'll be the guard dog of all your fever dreams. I am the sand in the bottom half of the hourglass. I try to picture me without you, but I can't. 'Cause we could be immortals, immortals, just not for long, for long. Forever now, pull the blackout curtains down, just not for long, for long. We could be immortals, immortals. up to you. No, we're not gonna waste another moment in this town. We won't come back, the world is calling out. Leave the past in the past, gonna find the future. If misery loves company, well, so long, you'll miss me when I'm gone. You're gonna 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 miss me when I'm gone. So am I still waiting for this world to stop hating? Can't find a good reason, can't find hope to believe in. A bullet to my head. Your words are like a gun in hands. You can't change the state of the nation. We just need some motivation. These eyes have seen no conviction, just lies and more contradiction. So tell me, what would you say? I'd say it's time to live. So am I still waiting for this world to stop hating? Can't find a good reason, can't find hope to believe in. Ignorance and understanding, we're the first ones to jump in line. Out of step for what we believe in, but who's left to stop the bleeding? How far will we take this? It's not hard to see through the fakeness. So tell me, what would you say? I'd say it's time to live. So am I still waiting for this world to stop hating? Can't find a good reason, can't find hope to believe. This can't last forever. Time won't make things better. I feel so alone, can't help myself, and no one knows that this is worthless. Tell me. So what have we done? We're one that can't be won. This can't be real, so I don't know what to feel. So am I still waiting for this world to stop hating? Can't find a good reason, can't find hope to believe. So am I still waiting for this world to stop hating? Can't find a good reason for this world to believe.
Hello, hello, hello.
I'm waking up at the start of the end of the world, but it's feeling just like every other morning before. Now I wonder what my life is gonna mean if it's gone. The cars are moving like a half a mile an hour, and I started staring at the passengers and waving goodbye. Can you tell me what was ever really special about me all this time? But I believe the world is burning to the ground. Oh well, I guess we're gonna find out. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. Well, I believe it all is coming to an end. Oh well, I guess we're gonna pretend. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. We could turn 10 o'clock, but I don't really know. And I can't remember caring for an hour or so. everybody running, but there's nowhere to run to. I sat down on the street, took a look at myself. Said, where you going, man? You know the world is headed for hell. Say your goodbyes if you got someone you can say goodbye to. I believe the world is burning to the ground. Oh well, I guess we're gonna find out. Let's see how far we've come right now. Let's see how far we've come. I believe it all is coming to an end. Oh well, I guess we're gonna pretend. Let's see how far we've come. Oh, yeah. Let's see how far we've come. It's gone, gone, baby, it's all gone. There's no one in the corner and there's no one at home. Well, it was cool, cool, it was just all cool. Now it's over for me and it's over for you. Well, it's gone, gone, baby, it's all gone. There's no one on the corner and there's no one at home. Well, it was cool, cool, it was just all cool. Now it's over for me and it's over for you. I believe the world is burning to the ground. Oh well, I guess we're gonna find out. Let's see how far we've come. Let's see how far we've come. Well, I believe it all is coming to an end. Oh well, I guess we're gonna pretend. Let's see how far we've come. Oh yeah. Let's see how far we've come. 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 This may never start. We could fall apart and not be your memory. Lost your sense of fear, feelings insincere. Cannot be your memory. So get back, back, back to where we lasted. Just like I imagined, I could never feel this way. So get back, back, back to the disaster. My heart's beating faster, holding on to feel the same. This may never start. I'll tear us apart. Cannot be your enemy. Losing half a year, waiting for you here. I'd be your anything. So get back, back, back to where we lasted. Just like I imagined, I could never feel this way. So get back, back, back to the disaster. My heart's beating faster, holding on to feel the same. This may never start. Tearing out my heart, not be your memory. Lost your sense of fear, feelings disappeared. Cannot be your memory. So get back, back, back to where we lasted. Just like I imagined, I could never feel this way. I got your picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm the pen. When the lights go up, I wanna watch the way you take the stage by storm. The way you wrap those boys around your finger. Go on and play the leader, 'cause you know it's what you're good at. The low road for the fast track, make every second last. 'Cause I got your picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm the pen. Make it count when I'm the one who's selling you out. 'Cause it feels like stealing hearts, calling your name from the crowd. There's a thought you'll be the showgirl of the home team. I'll be the narrator, telling another tale of the American dream. I see your name in lights, we can make you a star. Girl, we'll take the world by storm, it isn't that hard. 'Cause I got your picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm the pen. Make it count when I'm the one who's selling you out. 'Cause it feels like stealing hearts, calling your name from the crowd. Whoa. Take a breath, don't it sound so easy? Never had a doubt, now I'm going crazy, watching from the floor. Take a breath and let the rest come easy. Never settle down, 'cause the cash flow leaves me always wanting more. 'Cause I got your picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle, and I'm the pen. Make it count when I'm the one who's selling you out. 'Cause it feels like stealing hearts, calling your name from the crowd. 'Cause I got your picture, I'm coming with you, dear Maria, count me in. There's a story at the bottom of this bottle.
I can move mountains, I can work a miracle, work a miracle. Oh, oh, keep you like an oath. May nothing but death do us part. She wants to dance like Uma Thurman, bury me till I confess. She wants to dance like Uma Thurman, and I can't get you out of my head. The stench of summer sex and CK eternity, oh hell yes. Divide me down to the smallest I can be. Put your venom in me. I can move mountains, I can work a miracle, work a miracle. Oh, oh, keep you like an oath. May nothing but death do us part. She wants to dance like Uma Thurman, bury me till I confess. She wants to dance like Uma Thurman, and I can't get you out of my head. The blood of the lamb is worth 2 lions, but here I am, and I slept in last night's clothes. It's tomorrow's dreams, but they're not quite what they seem. I can move mountains, I can work a miracle, work a miracle. Oh, oh, keep you like an oath. May nothing but death do us part.
everybody. Hello. Are you? Hey. 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 It's actually not working.
Everybody say hey.
People, everybody say hey. Oh. Thanks. This was her idea. Everybody say hey. Oh.
Hey,
Okay, we're back. I think some people are missing. I hope they come back or not. We're gonna. Who wants more pizza? I think we ran out. Yeah.
one.
No. Okay, everyone's full. He's like, who wants more drinks? We okay. Some we'll get more drinks.
Yeah.
Cool. You might be wondering why these people are up here. Because we're about to set up for the second talk, but I really want to play this game with you. Thanks. And so I figured we're gonna control the variables because this doesn't work with 200 people. Okay? And so we're gonna narrow. Thanks. Pity applause. God bless you. We're gonna. There's even a cross. Anyway, no, but we're going to narrow two teams. I just want to show you this game. Okay? And so here's how it works. We are a team. Me and Nico. What's up, Nico?
What's up?
We're a team. We're team number 2. Leah and Robert are volunteers. Give it up for them. Awesome. Round of applause. They are team 1. And we're going to play this quiz game. And how it works, again, we see a quote from a movie, and we need to talk to each other and decide, was it said in your movie or my movie? We have different correct answer choices. And if mine is wrong, I turn my phone face down, and his is face up, and he wins. Anyway, you get to watch a leaderboard of all of this. So here, I'm going to start the game. And you're going to hopefully see. Wait. This is so bad. All right, let's come on. Yeah, this is the leaderboard. Okay, so you can see that Nico and I have I'll Be Back, as you can see. Which one was it? Can you tell me? It was Batman?
Yeah, but what's wrong with team 1 here? Isn't
Someone, Leah's phone is. No, that's fine. You're fine.
Oh.
So team 1 has chosen. Which one is it, Nico?
Terminator.
Terminator. I put a fit. Oh, team 1 got it right because they were first. Does this make sense now? Again. Okay, next one. Which one was it?
Hamlet.
Hamlet. Which one?
Hamlet.
Okay. Team 1 got it right again. These guys are too fast. All right. You get it now, yeah? AI device motion. I'm so happy it's working. All right, let's go. Next one. I have the Godfather. What do you have?
Hey, this is The Godfather.
Oh, you gotta go face down. Team 1 is eating our lunch. There's 10 questions, 7 more. Okay, let's go. Here's looking at you as Casablanca. Why does team 1? How are they so fast? Okay,
I mean, did you look at us?
Leah, you've got to reset. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, it's Star.
Star Wars.
Man.
I'm
Okay,
too slow.
back.
I'm too slow. You
Okay.
picked the wrong part.
Finding Nemo. It's Jaws. Team 2. Yes. We got one. And the cool thing is, everyone face up. The cool thing is, you can actually see. Watch this. You can see the status of the phone. You see that? It's so cool. Anyway, okay.
Oh, we messed up.
We did. I was demoing. Sorry. Robert, you got to flip your. There you go. Life is. Which movie? Which movie?
Mine.
Team 1. These guys are.
They're taking it away.
They're so fast. All right. I see dead people as the Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Oh, team 1. My goodness. Finally. Okay. What else we got? Someone need to read that. Say hello to my little friend. We got it.
Hey!
Good job. All right. We came second. So it's a game of team 1. Give it up for team 1, everybody. So anyway. Thank you very much. You can go now. What? You have a question?
What did we win?
What did you win?
Beer and pizza.
Beer and pizza.
I believe in deterministic prizes.
We'll get you some. Thank you. You win a huge round of applause, everybody. Oh my. Yeah. Thank you. Hey, we have one request, and this is an important request. We'll introduce Nico in just a minute. This is fairly important. Please listen. If you can at all, go closer to the middle of your row, because people come and then they have nowhere to sit because you're occupying the edge, but there's like a hole in the middle, you know? So if you can, if there's an empty seat closer to the middle, I would ask you to just consolidate so as people arrive, they can find an edge seat, okay? Thank you. Again, we're an inclusive group and we want to support people, so I don't want people standing because you want to sit on the edge, okay? Great. Hey, we're gonna order some more drinks and food, so stay tuned for that. Our next talk, I'm so hyped for this. I've been a happy user of the Vercel AI SDK for so long. for so long. And the reason I've been a happy user for it is because of the good work of this man. In fact, there were times where I literally like DM'd him and I was like, bro, it's not working. And
I
he
think we
was,
got in a call over Christmas.
we got on a call over Christmas. He was my
It was
Christmas,
fun.
he was my Christmas present. Okay. Nico Santa Claus. Anyway, he's gonna talk.
Bring the AI goods.
Bring
the
the
game.
AI. He's gonna give you an incredible demo, and I have such high expectations, and he will deliver. So if you want to make sure he delivers, please everyone, your biggest round of applause, Nico Albany.
Thank you. And this, I don't need to. I'll shut up. Hello, everybody. All right, let's get over to. There's obviously been high expectations set. I am starting with a good part of this to be in slides, but there's code on the slides, so that's kind of like half a demo.
Thanks for jumping.
And also note, I spelled data stacks wrong in a few places, so sorry. But we'll get right through it. So, hi everyone, my name is Nico. I work at Vercel on the AI SDK. I am an off-brand Lars Grammel. I'm sorry for that for you. Lars is amazing, but I was really happy to be able to step in today and give you an introduction to the AI SDK and show you some of the cool stuff that you can build with it. And my goal really today is hopefully inspire you to, on your Friday night or Saturday or whatever it might be, to hack around and start building some cool stuff with the SDK. So with that out of the way, my very wrong agenda here, because it says it's going to be 15 minutes and it's very small. I'm going to try and keep it to being like 20, 25 minutes. But it's going to be roughly divided into 3 sections. So we're going to start with the why, like why did we even build this? We'll then go into the what it actually is. And then my favorite section at the end, the whoa. And that's going to be going through a few of the open source templates that we've launched, show you what you can build with it, and also maybe go through some of the code and build on the concepts that we're going through in the rest of the talk. So with that out of the way, let's start with the why. Oh, sorry, before I go into this, can I get a show of hands of who has interacted with language models programmatically, like written script with AI? Okay, that's actually quite a good. And who's used the AI SDK before? Okay, awesome. And then the final one, who knows about V0? Okay, a decent amount. So V0 is a coding agent that we've been building at Vercel that allows you to go from natural language to full stack applications all the way through to deploying onto Vercel. It's really cool if you haven't played around with it. And we just shipped also integrations, which is insane, like one click adding Neon, Prisma, whatever it might be. And it's V0 is a really great name for it because I kind of use it for the first version of anything that I'm really building. But in the process of building V0, we faced some challenges. So for some context, we started building it, I think, in May of 2023, which in AI years is like 6,000 years ago. And at the time, and honestly still now, we're dealing with what is a nascent tooling ecosystem. So there are kind of 3 main problems, blockers for us as we were building that we were facing. So first and foremost, I call this provider lock-in. That makes it sound kind of negative. What I mean here is that the way we were interacting with these models was with the library of the language model provider. So we're using OpenAI's library or Anthropic's. And these libraries, these JavaScript libraries were fantastic, but because they're designed one-to-one for the features of that language model. But at the time, I think context windows, Tejas mentioned context before, like the amount of information you can give to the language model. I think the context windows at the time were like 4,000 tokens, and dealing with coding agents, that's not, that doesn't give you a lot of space. There was a reason why we started with generating single React components, and then it moved to like single files, and then to multiple files and full applications. But the point here was that every week there was a new model from a new provider, and we didn't want to have to rewrite our entire application every single time. One, just to figure out if it was actually good and would improve the application. And 2, yeah, it was just going to be a complete pain. And the other thing that we learned over time as well was that we weren't just using one suite of models from one provider. We had like our preferred model for writing. We had our preferred model for thinking. We had our preferred model for tailwind styles. Like they were from different providers, and we certainly did not want to maintain 3 or 4 different JavaScript libraries in an already probably quite dependency-heavy code base. So that was problem number one. Problem number two, most of these libraries were Python first, given the research in the space has been in Python. We are the creators and maintainers of Next.js, and I think we were pretty confident that we were going to be building V0 Next.js, so that wasn't going to fly. And the very final point, which is the most interesting of the bunch, is no UI solution. And what I mean here is language models introduce a couple of interesting problems, primarily in this case, non-determinism, like the same input is going to lead to a different output. And when we think of UI being a function of the data that it's presenting, if you don't know what you're going to get back, it's kind of hard to model a UI on the back of it. And then the next interesting thing is, I'm sure everyone's aware, language models tend to take quite a while to get back to you with a full response. And so we leaned on streaming. And streaming is really cool, typewriter effect, right? But now not only do we not know what the language model is going to generate, we don't know how much it's going to give us that we don't know what it is. It's kind of hard to say, but so just infinite complexity here for actually modeling out UIs. So that leads us to the what. The what is the AI SDK, a TypeScript toolkit for building AI applications, free and open source. I'd like to add that one in. And so what we've got here is a unified API. So you write your AI logic once, and you can switch between language models and providers by changing just one line of code. It is TypeScript first. Woohoo! I'm a big TypeScript fan. Do I have TypeScript fans in the house? And it's fully compatible with all major UI frameworks from Next.js to Svelte to Nuxt, you name it. It runs in any Node.js environment. So yeah, it works everywhere. So this is my kind of cringiest slide in the, well, actually there's a cringier slide coming next, but this is one of my favorites because I had to have one slide filled with acronyms, and this is it. So the AI SDK is like an ORM for LLMs. Rolls off the tongue, right? And what I mean here, just as ORMs make it easier to interact with databases in your application, the AI SDK makes it easier to interact with language models in your application. And speaking of ORMs, it's a very popular ORM in the TypeScript space called Drizzle, and their tagline is, if you know SQL, you know Drizzle. Now cue the cringiest slide in this presentation. I think if you know English, you know AI. Sorry. So after this preposterous statement, I do have to back it up. So let's think of how you would call a language model in English, right? You'd first think about the modality you want the model to generate in. So let's say text as opposed to an image. Then you pick the model you want to use. So let's say OpenAI's GPT-4o, although this is already like a year out of date in the 2 weeks since I made slides. And then you have a prompt, when DataStax AI Berlin Meetup. So cue the cool animation. This is what this looks like with the AI SDK. So I think even if you don't know JavaScript or TypeScript, this kind of reads fairly well. We're awaiting generating some text. We've got our model. We've got our prompt. And so if we run this code, as was in the previous keynote, language models don't have up-to-date information in their training data, right? There's a fixed cutoff, and then from that point onwards, that information isn't being, the language model doesn't have access to that. So we will get, I don't have real-time data access, so I can't provide the current schedule for the Berlin DataStax meetup. I did this talk yesterday at a meetup we did with Granola, and this is actually, believe it or not the worst possible answer we could have gotten here, because the answer to the one yesterday was, yes, there is a Granola X Vercel meetup. It is in, I think it said November of 2023. So that's a lot worse. And hallucination is a real problem that DataStax are helping to solve. But so how would we go about solving this? We could solve this with RAG, but kind of an easy way you can do it with the AI SDK is just switching out the model that you're using in the provider. And in this case, we can use a provider that has web search already built in, like Perplexity. So we can use their Sonar Pro by just changing that one line of code. And now when we run this, we wait a little bit. and you get out. The next Berlin Data Stacks meetup, titled Berlin AI Meetup, is scheduled for Thursday, April 24th, 2025, and you even got the time right. And when you use, actually, I think it's Sonar, the regular Sonar, I don't know why, it even includes the full, we can look at it afterwards, it even includes the full schedule as well, which is really cool. So this is this idea of now being able to think in your application about which model and provider you want to use based on the task or the objective you're trying to complete, not how it's going to integrate in your wider application. But all the cool applications are streaming, right? How do we change this function to stream? Well, we're a very creative bunch at Versailles, as you can see with the generate text as the name of this function. Anybody have any guesses for how to stream this? Way very creative, I told you. So if we run the same thing, we'll now see the cool typewriter effect come in. So cool. Believe it or not, you've now seen half of the AI SDK's core API. That's generate text and stream text. On the other half of the API, we have generate object and stream object that is concerned with generating structured data. And kind of the non-jargon way of saying this is forcing the language model to return exactly the information in the exact structure you want it to be in. So the cool thing is that when you're working with what we consider these low-level primitives with the AI SDK, your decision of which function to choose is based on two questions: is do I want text or structured data, and how do I want it delivered, all at once or streamed in token by token? So on the topic of structured outputs, let's think about if we were integrating this into an application, and this application, I don't know why you'd want to build this, but let's play with this idea that you can search for any event, and this like generative UI component is going to pop up and find the event details, the date, the URL, all that kind of stuff. So we can lean on prompt engineering as our first way to, like, we want to get usable data here. We want just the date to use within our component. We change our prompt from being just when is the meetup to when is the meetup? Can you give me just the date? And what the model might say is, sure, this meetup is scheduled for April 24th, 2025. So this is technically correct, but not much more usable than it was before. So if anybody's spent time prompt engineering, you know that all caps and kind of silly variants on please and like exclamation marks tends to work sometimes, 10% of the time. So in this case, I'm saying, give me just the date and then please JSON format in all caps. And so let's see what the language model does. Sure, here's the JSON. And then we get out the JSON. So we've kind of gotten a little further to where we want to go, but not entirely. So yeah, this is a good meme of exactly how I feel in that. Like, yeah, kind of, I guess. Yeah. So we go back to prompt and we say, okay, give me just the date, please, JSON format, nothing else, just JSON, please, with, I think that's 3 Z's and an exclamation mark. So let's see how that does. And then boom, we get just the JSON. So great, we have an improvement here. We can parse it out. But then we remember, okay, the user is asking us in this like unstructured data for this event. We can't pull out just the event from there. We're going to have to ask the language model to pull that out as well. So we go back to our prompt and we say, give me the date and event name, please JSON format, nothing else, just JSON, please. So now we're just asking for the event name. And what happens? Sure, here's the name and date in JSON format. So we're getting better. But the point here is that, yeah, I think here's my favorite meme. Like, 1 step forward, 3 steps back. The point here is that this example was just figuratively using perplexity. Imagine models changes, new models come out. You've built that prompt around that one specific model, and now new model, and it doesn't work. And you don't want to have to deal with those kinds of things. So this is where the stream object and generate object comes in. We get to remove all of that annoying crap at the bottom. And instead, we can use a TypeScript validation library like Zod. You can also use just regular JSON schema or Valibot, whichever you prefer. And what's really cool here that we're doing behind the scenes is that we take this schema that you defined with Zod, which describes exactly the information that you want. We convert that to a JSON schema, pass it into the prompt. And then the really cool thing is that we use that Zod schema to validate the output from the language model. So this will literally throw an error if the language model's output doesn't work. And we have really awesome errors as well that allow you to reach into the response body. Like we have, I think, a hook on here as well that like if it fails, you can send it to a stronger model and it will still be part of this same call. So this idea of incorporating the validation here is really powerful. Anyway, long story short, you're able to get out the exactly what you're looking for. And the really cool thing here, I'll just go back, this ability to be able to iterate on exactly what you on your prompt, but via this typed object is so much fun. Like I sound weird when I like it feels like a Mary Poppins API where you just like say, oh yeah, I want the location, and it just miraculously pulls it out, and it's all typed and everything. So highly suggest playing around with that. But we'll move on. So we've now looked at, I've gone ahead. So we've now looked at like two of the three core pillars of working with language models, in my opinion. So text generation and object generation. The third one we'll go into in a second. But before that, we'll think about like, so far we've looked at, roughly speaking, input, prompt, text, LLM does something in this miraculous box and then gives us out some text on the output, on the outside. I've included structured outputs in there as well, just as kind of to make this simpler. But what about interacting with the outside world? This is the coolest part of everything, and Tejas also like started talking about these tools, this ability for the language model to operate in this fuzzy space, to understand intention, understand context, and then kind of semantically suggest what to do next, which is really, really cool. And so we call this tools. A lot of providers also call this function calling. Big reveal is a short word. So tools give the language model the ability to perform action. So what does that mean? This is like the classic example, even Tejas had it before. What's the weather in SF? I think it's on most of the language model doc sites as well, so sorry. You ask a language model this, and they will say, I don't have access to the weather. Now, what we're going to do with tools is actually behind the scenes, just a little bit of prompt engineering. We take our original prompt, we then describe a list of tools. At the end of the day, tools are really just functions that the language model can choose to use. And we basically tell the language model, if you see a tool that could help solve a user's query, just return a tool call instead of text. And so what that looks like in our example is if we say weather in SF, we pass it a weather tool. We literally just give it a description. We say this is what that tool does, and we tell it what it's required to run that. So a location, a string, and then the language model in this case will generate a tool call. So, and I actually at this point want to show you guys a bit more. I'm going to put this on a stand. Sorry. Can I do this without being super awkward? All right. Thank you. So I'm going to bump up the font. So this is kind of the example that we were just looking at. So we've got to generate text here. We've got our prompt. Yep. How's that? Better? Everyone can see? What?
Dark mode. Yeah.
Dark mode? Yeah. Sorry. There you go. So what we've got in this function, we've just got a main function. It's asynchronous. We're calling this generate text, and then we're logging out the eventual text that is going to be generated. Cool stuff here. So if we can go back and we can actually, if we comment out this get weather and we run this, we should see, what are we going to see? I'm unable to provide real time. I wasn't lying. This is what it says. So this is OpenAI's GPT-4o, but we can provide a tool. So what's in a tool? We're going to start with the description. Very obvious here. We're telling the model when to use this, what it does. And this is really important because this is what the language model is going to use to decide its next action. Parameters are what the language model is using to, or it's an indication of what is necessary for this tool to run. So what's really cool here, and it's kind of showcased here, is that you can also use the language model's inference capabilities here. So we know that well, I'm fairly positive users aren't going to give us the longitude and latitude for the place that they want the weather for. But we know that they're going to give us a city. And the cool thing here is that the language model, particularly a big model like 4.0, can infer the longitude and latitude from its training data. So it will pull that out. And then the execute function. This is literally the code that's going to be run if the model returns a tool call. And the cool thing here is that if you were using a provider library directly, you'd have to parse out the language model response and then pipe out or figure out which tool it wants to use, pipe the arguments into your own function, and then there you've got your tool result. With the AI SDK, we do that automatically. So again, the cool thing here is we're using Zod to validate that the language model has actually given us a number for latitude, a number for longitude, and a string for city. And then the AI SDK will run this async code to pop off to a weather API and then return some stuff. So if we run this now and log out the text, we're going to see absolutely nothing. Big reveal, doesn't work. No, it is working, but if we go back to our slide where we were here, the language model can generate a tool call or text. And in this case, because it generated a tool call, we have to access that. So if we go back up here and we go tool calls, everybody loves watching somebody type. My fans they came all the way from London for me. So we can see that, in fact, we have a tool call here. So we parsed out, somehow, miraculously, language model figured out the latitude and longitude and pulled out the city as well. And so the cool thing here, again, is that the AI SDK is piping those results automatically. So we can take the tool results, and if we go in here and replace this tool results, should be good to go there. Run the script again one final time, and we should see that the temperature in San Francisco right now is 11 degrees, weather code 3, whatever that means, and the humidity of 84%. So cool. We've gotten a language model to call a tool, but it hasn't answered our question. And this is kind of when we start broaching into the subject of agents, like this miracle thing that is going to either take all of our jobs or save us all, who knows. But the point being, how do we fix this? This is a running joke, but it's actually true. We just put it in a while loop, right? And we just say, okay, if you generate a tool call, just send the tool result back to the language model with all of the previous context and keep going, right? Keep going until you generate some text. And the idea is that when you generate text, the generation is probably complete. So this is my amazing Excalidraw. That arrow was attempt number 4 of making that go all the way around, and it's still kind of confusing. But the point being, if the language model generates a tool call, we pipe we append that new message to the list of messages, send it back to a language model, and just tell it to keep going, keep doing you, and we'll keep that loop going until it generates some text. So we could go into our code here, and I think I even have this saved on a branch. I have a while loop here. Preparation is key, guys. And so we've got some initial messages that we start with. What's the weather in SF? And then while true, we generate some text. And then we check for, let me know if I'm going too fast, by the way, or if it's too big. Is that a little better? So we check if there's some text generated. If there is, we push it to the messages array, and then we log out the text. Same with tool calls, same with tool results. And we keep running that. And then at the very end, we log out the messages. Okay, this is really boring. Let's show you that it actually works. So this will keep running, and then boom, we get our final message. The current weather in San Francisco is 11.3 degrees Celsius with a humidity of 83%. So cool, it works. But this code is super ugly. This is not fun to maintain. So instead, what I want to show you is a really cool feature called max steps. And what max steps does is this abstracts this while loop and just makes it accessible in a parameter. So if we set max steps to 3, what's going to happen behind the scenes is it's every time there's a tool call, it's just going to keep sending things back. So we can run this again now. We're just logging out the text now, and we see just the current weather in San Francisco. It's 11.3 degrees Celsius with a humidity of 83%. So yeah, this is this is what's really cool. Like, I think my next slide is again, kind of corny one. We just built an agent like that. That kind of is it. And the thing I love so much about the SDK is this interface for building with tools. Like if we want to add functionality to interact with GitHub, whatever it might be, it's literally just a function call away, as corny as that sounds. So that's kind of the slides portion. I wanted to show you some cool projects, also show you something that I think we're going to be shipping tomorrow, which, yeah. Does anybody have any questions on that portion, by the way?
Just one small question.
Yeah.
During the iteration for the max steps, does it reinitiate the API calls to the weather application, or is it just once?
It's just one. It's just one. Yeah, that will be just. I can show you actually. So if we log out, we can log out the steps that it's taken. Steps. I think I need to stringify this as well. Otherwise, thank you, Copilot. Let's see if we log this out. So we'll start with step 1. And what's really cool in here as well is that like the AI SDK exposes everything. So the exact prompt that's being sent to the language model, everything that's going on under the hood is fully accessible to you. So our initial step was step type initial. We generated this tool call, as you can see here. Our second, or then we have our tool result, which is in there. As you can see, we had our args in the result. Finish reason was the tool call. We can see how many prompts, prompt tokens, completion tokens, and total tokens. This was the body of the request, what was actually sent to the language model. You can see it converted the arguments to a JSON schema. Really boring, sorry. Response from the language model, you can see all of, it's not boring? Okay, cool, I love it. My people. And then, yeah, so you can keep, I think this is step 2. Step type was tool result. And then I think this is when it actually generated where is it, right up here? Yeah, the text. So it was just 2 steps that we completed there. Does that answer the question?
Thank you.
Yep.
Is it using the UI or the RSC? Because I said you're using
Neither. This is our core API. So this is, if you go to our main page of docs, right? I think it's right here. So we have, oh, no, it's not that one. I'm lost on my own doc site that I maintain. So we have the core API, which is all of these like low-level primitives for interacting with language model. And then we have a set of like hooks for using with React, the infamous use chat, where you can kind of just plug in stream text with a single hook, and you get the message store, you get the way to handle tool calls, errors, and all this stuff. So what we've covered so far is just the core. A few of the examples I'm going to show you really quickly are using the UI package and core behind the scenes. For right now, no. We've ran into like a few limitations with just RSC is really cool. If anyone's seen, we had this package that we were working on that allowed you to instead of this is kind of the cool mind-blowing moment of like tools are just functions. What else is a function? A React component. And so you can get the language model to generate a React component and then send it from the server to the client. Super, super cool. But the problem is like sending components over the wire in this fashion and then sending it back to the language model was kind of creating not the best loop. So we're working on it, but it's not like the main focus for right now. We got one more question and then demo.
So it's possible for you to generate an object based on the schema, right?
Yeah.
And then you can actually pipe it to different tools. Do you see a scenario, because one is like how sure are you with the determinism with these objects created? And then if you have like, let's say, many different tool calls down the line, do you potentially, can you potentially face an issue where at some point there was an error that was introduced because of this non-deterministic nature?
Uh,
And you,
no, because so the big thing here, and like my favorite thing of all of this is like this Zod integration of like the program will throw an error if any of the types are not validated. And so you're positive that anything that's being injected into the context is either something that you've added in a function, like return from a tool call, or it's something that the language model has generated, which has been validated against whatever Zod schema you have.
So can you just demonstrate it by asking what's the weather on Mars?
On the weather on Mars, this example here is sure. I don't think it's going to pull out the longitude and latitude. I think it's going to fail. Let's see.
Probably a city somewhere called Mars.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. One of the, or maybe it's just going to run in a loop forever. No, with max steps. Oh, I was printing out all the steps. Mars does not have a weather system like Earth, but it does have atmospheric conditions that can be described. The weather on Mars is characterized. Okay. So it did give you, but I actually think it didn't run any tool calls here because it was like, bro, you stupid. It was like, no, that's not going to work. So that's kind of the cool thing as well of using the models is they are, when you restrict them, this is kind of the big thing that I preach with anyone who's building with AI and with the AI SDK, is to restrict you anything you leave up for inference for the language model is going to create a problem. Like training data is so large, and this is kind of language models training data is mostly the internet, and the average person on the internet is I prefer not to speak. And so you just kind of keep that in mind that you're gauging or you're tailoring your prompt for leaving as little up to chance or inference as possible. And then in those like guardrailed environments, they do fantastically well. And on the point that you had before, and then I promise I will go into a demo because Tejas promised a ton of demos and I've done 0 so far. But one of the interesting things with agents as well is like, if we consider that a language model can achieve our objective 90% of the time in one term, like that's already being very optimistic. As we're adding more and more of these steps that it needs to take, we are adding more and more likelihood that it's going to fail miserably. So like this is why we like to build. I have, if anybody's seen, just did a deep research clone that we build live. It's a video on YouTube, and part of that workflow that we build, basically just a program where we go through programmatic calls to language models to do specific things. You need to be very clear on what you want it to do and how you want it to do it. And in those like constrained environments, AI is incredible. But if you just give it one call and say, take as many steps as you want, get there someday, it tends to do the wrong thing. Okay, so onto a few demos. So like I want to first and foremost show off this awesome project built by my colleague Jeremy. And this thing is built and maintained by one guy, which is absolutely ridiculous. And he's got incredible design sense. So this is effectively kind of a build your own ChatGPT. So we've got in here persistence, login, all set up. What else do we have? Model switcher, everything that you want here. This is really cool. You can also go into specific chats and literally like make them public and share that link, and that works. So copy that into browser here. So that's really cool. The coolest thing though here is that this has a full artifacts abstraction. So if anybody's used to using ChatGPT Canvas or Anthropic's Claude, we have all of this built out and documented so that you can build your own. So we've got language model generating stuff here. We can run this in the browser. It's using Pyodide. Language model messed up. Whoopee. We've also got other artifacts here, like generating essays. So again, this is what's cool here is that this is all documented. So if you want to get started, it's free. You can deploy it. We've got an overview of the project, architecture, how you can customize each of the models, the artifacts, theming, all this kind of stuff. So that's really cool. This is really cool. You can add these like AI actions in here, so we can have the language model request suggestions, and it will literally add them in line like Google Docs, which is really, really cool. Again, this is all open source, so you can see how this works, play around with it. So I highly suggest playing around with this. It's fully featured applications, and a ton of startups are building on top of this as well. I wanted to show off this really cool application that or template that should be going out tomorrow. This is, if anybody's seen a language model use a computer, it's really, really weird. So we could ask like, find out when the next DataStax Berlin meetup is. Live demo, please, please, please. So what we've got here is, this is Anthropic Claude Sonnet 7 with its computer using tool. And so what it's doing here is it's got access to, so this is weird, it's taking its first action. It's got, I think, 5 tools built in: screenshot, left click, scroll. What else do we have? Oh, cool, they fixed it. I pointed out a bug earlier, and the ETB team have already fixed it, legends. And so it's just going through this. Literally, this is, I'll show you this in a second. This is a stream text call with use chat on the front end. It's got those tools in, and it's got max steps set to 30, and it's just taking these pictures. Oh, we failed. What happened? So I think the visualization failed, but this actually works completely headlessly, and I think that it might still be running just in the background, so we can't watch it. Otherwise, we can refresh and try again. Classic AI demo. I did this like 4 times today, and it worked fine every time. In the meantime, while this is running, let's see, is it? No, I think it failed. So we're going to try this one more time. Who's ever had a full AI demo that worked first time? So we're spinning this up, and then I'll show you the code behind it very quickly. So we'll let this do its thing. I think I've got it in here somewhere. Instead of showing all the projects that I have open, there it is. Computer use. So this is a Next.js project. This is a post route. We've got this stream text function that is calling Anthropic's Claude 3.7 Sonnet and this long date. We've got a system prompt here. This is fun. Like, as you build applications like this, you start to notice the language model do the same annoying things every single time. So you're like, I think I have all caps somewhere, like, you must ignore the setup wizard. You must, and it obviously didn't ignore the setup wizard. We pass it our messages, and then we have our tools. So Anthropic provides a computer tool, and this is the tool here. It looks a lot like the tool that we had before, where we define a bunch of parameters that are necessary, the display width, the display height. I don't know what display number means, but it's 1. That's the answer. And then we have an execute function, and this is what has to run every single time that tool is called. And it will pass in the action, which can be either key, hold key, type, cursor position, all this kind of stuff. Text, whether there's like text to type in, duration. This is for waiting, which is really annoying when you have to watch the language model wait to do something. I don't know if we have it. Okay, I've broken something. So this does work, I promise you. I'll be fixing this tonight. I don't know why it's not working. Can try and run it locally. Maybe it might be just something in prod. We'll try one more time, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So here we go. I did push a change right before this, which I was like, in my head, that's probably going to break things, and gee whiz, it did. So yeah, you basically, like, it's kind of crazy how it's as simple as we switch over the action that the language model wants to do, and we just do a bunch of stuff for that. We wait, like literally writing the function to wait for a little bit and then return that action. So what's happening here is that we're instantiating an E2B desktop, a sandbox, and then we're just performing these actions on the sandbox. So for a screenshot, desktop.screenshot. For waiting, we just wait some time and then say that we waited. Left click, we move the mouse to that position, and then we left click, and so on for these, I think it's 8 or 9 actions here. And that's the entire application. Like, the rest of it is just a bunch of, okay, something is break. I think I know what it is. I think it's the default like timeout for the sandbox. something like that. So that'll be fixed tomorrow. I promise you, it's pretty cool when it works. It is very cool. So yeah, I've probably gone over time. I have like some other demos if you want, but yeah, keep going. All right. Let's see. Cool demos. Okay, I love this one. Natural language Postgres. This is a really cool one. So who here actually knows SQL? Like, no bullshit. Do you actually know SQL? Okay, it's a decent amount. I don't. So I built this because I wanted this. So what this is a data set of, right, we're a Silicon Valley company. We got to get a complete list of unicorn companies and ask some questions about it. So this is, I think, how many companies is it? 1,200 companies. Awesome, they're worth a lot of money. And you can ask questions in natural language. So compare the count of unicorns in San Francisco and New York over time. So what's happening is the language model is going to generate some SQL, and then it's going to run that SQL over a Postgres database, and then return that data, and then also chart it with the wonderful ShadCN here. So we can see that in 2021, something happened. I think it started with a C and ended with Ovid, and a lot of money went in there. And then the language model is actually also generating a description for the chart and an insight. San Francisco generally has a higher unicorn count than New York over the years, with both cities, blah, 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 blah. My favorite thing of this, because this doesn't really help you learn SQL at all. So my favorite interface here is if we hover over the query, we've got the query here, we click this question mark, we wait a second, and the language model is going to go through and return chunks of the query and then explain each of those chunks in the broader context of that query. So order by year and city, that was a hard one for me to learn. This orders the final result first by year and then by city. But no, for complicated queries, this is really, really cool. And it's really awesome to iterate over this kind of thing with just natural language. So if we looked at the project here, again, this is all free open source. You can go check it out. What's happening here is we've got one function in this server action, this Next.js app server action that takes in the input, which is our request here. It goes to a generate object. Generate object is probably my favorite function. We have a system prompt that just tells it the database table schema. Only retrieval queries. This is funny. Like half of this app is just stopping people from like dropping the database. For things like industry, company names, so like this gets to be quite an advanced, let's wrap this around. This gets to be quite an advanced prompt here. We're telling it like, these are the industries that you can use. Select investors is going to be a comma separated list. These are the industries, I already said that. If the user asks for a category not in the list, infer based on the list above. So this is quite a lot going on. And I think this is GPT 4.0. So 4.0 is a workhorse, highly suggested. But that is going to return this query, which is just a string here. We return that. We then run the generated SQL query. You can see all of my like, please don't. I think the production version as well is on like a live branch, which has even more. Thing. Oh no, I fixed it. So yeah, don't do any of that and throw an error. And then otherwise run the query against the database. And then the explain query, which is another generate object. We take in the input, what the user actually asked, the SQL query itself. We go to generate object. We have this explanation schema, and this is actually kind of a fairly complicated schema in that it's this object. It's an array of these objects that are a section and an explanation. And if we go back, yeah, that's kind of it. And then we're also generating the chart config. So we give it everything that has been the entire SQL query and the results. And we basically say, can you figure out a way to plot this on a chart that actually looks good? And that generates a ShadCN chart config, which is described in this config schema here. Again, each of these keys are validated every single time. Like we've got enums in here to make sure that it's only bar, line, area, and all that kind of stuff. This is quite a complicated schema as well. And yeah, so that's kind of that's another cool project. I highly suggest checking out. Yeah.
The charting library that you keep saying?
So that was ShadCN and Tremor, Tremor Labs.
Spell that out.
Yeah, sure. ShadCN UI is here. So it's a component library. And then, sorry, dark mode for everyone. Let's go dark. There you go. There we go. And the chart library is Tremor, which is also integrated, or Tremor.so, not Tremor Labs. So yeah, this is literally this component right here. But it was really cool. That was actually the hardest part, was like getting the language model to take that data and generate the chart out of it. I will stop in a second, I promise. I can't take the mic away from me. We got a ton of stuff here. We've got a RAG template to start with. We've got semantic image search. That's awesome. We built a Slack chatbot, so you can literally put that stream text into your Slack workspace, add a bunch of context, a few tools, and have it do whatever you want it to do. Oh, this one's awesome. Sorry, before I forget. Let's see if this works over the mic. So we're going to give this a second. So what this is going to do is it's going to listen to me talk and transcribe in real time. And then I'm going to say something. Dark mode. I didn't build dark mode for this. I failed. Don't tell G. So if I say something obviously fake, the Earth is flat. The moon is blue. See if the sound comes in. So it actually makes like a honk sound. And then, so it's sending these off to Perplexity and checking to see if things are real or fake or not. And given it's using Perplexity as well, it can also like do real-time stuff. I don't know if this is going to work. The DataStax AI Meetup was February 1st, 2025. Nope, didn't get it. So yeah, great demo. Yeah. Yeah, so this goes directly to whatever the Vercel's not an intermediary in any of this. We're just like abstracting away calling them. So that's on you to figure out. We've got something called middleware, which allows you to like kind of insert yourself before it goes to the language model, as middleware implies, and kind of block it if you want. I've never really seen, like, the language models do pretty well like throwing an error, and we have really comprehensive error docs for error messages and types for every possible error you could imagine. With working with language models is probably my favorite underrated feature of the SDK. So that would probably throw like a no generation error, and they would pass through the message, something like that. So yeah, like guardrails. Yeah, exactly. The real time? Yeah, so this is using DeepGram for the real time and using WebSockets. So we don't support it yet, real time stuff. I was speaking to somebody earlier about that. It's still kind of, it's early in those implementations, and we're building a unified API, and we want to see where like a few more providers converge on before we like take the 3-year decision of what the API is really going to look like. And the other last thing I'll mention on there is like the way that we see the AI SDK is similar to Facebook with React, in the sense that like the AI SDK came out of V0, and the feedback loop is constantly like, what does V0 need to build to do what they need to do, and like continue that cycle ad nauseum, basically, for how we build the roadmap. And they haven't needed real time yet either. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. The question was, I made a joke before about 2 years or 1 year being 6,000 years, 3 years sounds like a millennia. Yeah, that's right. 3 years is more like figurative. It's probably a commitment of like a year of what the API would look like. Yeah, it's changing like crazy.
1 second.
Sorry.
He's gonna be around for the rest of the
Yeah,
night.
sorry.
So just let's take a little break because some people want to get some air. There's a lot of people in here consuming a lot of oxygen, producing a lot of CO2. So we have give it up for Nico. Absolutely incredible. But Nico, there's a courtyard, by the way. Feel free to be outside, get some fresh air this way. Nico will be around. He'll be around.
Yeah.
He can answer all your questions and use them because he's a fountain of information. Thank you for those. Give it up one more time. Those demos. Oh my good. Awesome. When we come back in like 15 minutes or so, we're going to have a quick round of lightning talks from the local community. 5 minutes per talk about how local Berlin builders are building great things. It's going to be a 20-minute block. You don't want to miss. This is actually the best part of the meetup. No offense to myself.
Fair play.
But
No
come
complaints.
back for that 15 minutes or so. Enjoy the break, everybody. Talk to Nico. Thanks.
I'm alright, and you can't change me, 'cause we lost it all.
Sorry.
Nothing
Yeah.
lasts forever. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect. Now it's just too late, and we can't go back. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect.
Sorry, you weren't supposed to hear that. Anyway.
I try not to think about the pain I feel inside. Did you know you used to be my hero? All the days you spent with me now seem so far away, and it feels like you don't care anymore. And now I try hard to make it. I just wanna make you proud. I'm never gonna be good enough for you. I can't stand another fight. And nothing's alright, 'cause we lost it all. And nothing lasts forever. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect. Now it's just too late, and we can't go back. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect. Nothing's gonna change the things that you said, and nothing's gonna make this right again. Please don't turn your back. I can't believe it's hard just to talk to you, but you don't understand. Cause we lost it all, and nothing lasts forever. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect. Now it's just too late, and we can't go back. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect. Cause we lost it all, and nothing lasts forever. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect. Now it's just too late, and we can't go back. I'm sorry, I can't be perfect.
Into the unknown, into the unknown, into the unknown. for trouble while others don't. There's 1,000 reasons I should go about my day and ignore your whispers, which I wish would go away. Oh. You're not a voice, you're just a ringing in my ear. And if I heard you, which I don't, I'm spoken for, I fear. Everyone I've ever loved is here within these walls. I'm sorry, secret siren, but I'm blocking out your calls. I've had my adventure, I don't need something new. I'm afraid of what I'm risking if I follow you into the unknown. Into the unknown. Into the unknown. What do you want? 'Cause you've been keeping me awake. Are you here to distract me so I make a big mistake? Or are you someone out there who's a little bit like me, who knows deep down I'm not where I'm meant to be? Every day's a little harder as I feel your power grow. Don't you know there's part of me that longs to go into the unknown, into the unknown, into the unknown. Oh, are you out there? Do you know me? Can you feel me? Can you show me? Where are you going? Don't leave me alone. How do I follow you into the I haven't been home for a while. I'm sure everything's the same. Mom and dad both in denial, and only child to take the blame. Sorry, Mom, but I don't miss you. Father's no name you deserve. I'm just a kid with no ambitions. Wouldn't come home for the world. Never know what I've become. The king of all that's said and done. The forgotten son. The city's buried in defeat. I walk along these no-name streets, wave goodbye to all as I fall. At the dead end I begin to burn the bridge of innocence. Satisfaction guaranteed, a pillow away catastrophe. On a mission, nowhere bound. Inhibitions underground, a shallow grave I have dug all by myself. And now I've been gone for so long, I can't remember who was wrong. All innocence is long gone. I pledge allegiance to a world of disbelief where I belong. Walking disaster, the son of all bastards. You regret you made me, it's too late to save me. Regret you made me, it's too late to save me. As far as I can tell, it's just voices in my head. Am I talking to myself? 'Cause I to save me. To save me, 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 save me. And now I've been gone for so long, I can't remember who was wrong. All innocence is long gone. I pledge allegiance to a world of disbelief where I belong. Walking disaster, the son of all bastards. You regret you made me, it's too late to save me.
Do you know what's worth fighting for when it's not worth dying for? Does it take your breath away and you feel yourself suffocating? Does the pain weigh out the pride and you look for a place to hide? Did someone break your heart inside? You're in ruins. 121 guns, lay down your arms, give up the fight. 121 guns, throw up your arms into the sky. You and I. When you're at the end of the road and you lost all sense of control and your thoughts have taken their toll, when your mind breaks the spirit of your soul, your faith walks on broken glass and the hangover doesn't pass. Nothing's ever built to last. You're in ruins. 121 guns, lay down your arms, to live and let die, and you can't get another try. Something inside this heart has died. You're in ruins. 121 guns. Lay down your arms and give up the fight. 121 guns. Throw up your arms into the sky. 121 guns. Lay down your arms and give up.
Come back and give some attention. Attention is all you need to our local. Hey, I cited the paper. To our local Berlin speakers. This is honestly, this is one of the best parts of this event. Please come have a seat. There's lots of people coming in from the back. Some would say the whole world is back there. The section on lightning talks. This is a very important section because what you just saw was a developer advocate who works at Vercel, professional with this. Yeah. The next few talks, we're going to take 20 minutes, maybe 25, and each talk is going to be. Bless you, Jesus. That's awesome, man. That's powerful. Each talk is going to be 5. Bro, can you like wrap up your conversation back there? Tony, send people to anyway. But yeah, everyone stared at him. No. So thank you. So the next block of talks, each talk is going to be somewhere between 5 and 10 minutes, and it's going to be by people who are not professional speakers, but they are builders. And more than builders, they're local builders. They build tech, they build AI, but they build local. They work here. They're part of our community, and they're using AI in really awesome ways. Our next speaker is going to come up in just a minute, and the story is so important. I need you to listen to this because this is such an awesome, awesome testimony. What are you laughing at me for, bro? What,
No,
you want to tell
something else. It's not.
tell everyone what you're laughing about?
We're making jokes about local engineers, probably somebody who built some things locally on his local system.
They were sitting here. I'm talking, and these guys are sitting here laughing, and I'm like, "What are you laughing about?" He's like, "You said local engineers because they only work on local host." Give it up, everybody. That's, you see, he's fine. His name is Angel, and this venue happens to be a church. Imagine that. Anyway, so so these are local people, not on local host. Man, come on. They deploy to the cloud.
Production, okay.
They're clouded. Anyway, okay, so the story behind this first talk is so incredible. You need to hear this. You need to like pay attention. Because I love it. This is the cool thing about a local community meetup. You can just laugh together and fail together, like Nico. I'm joking. No, I also failed. I also failed.
Getting personal.
No, I also. Hey, my game didn't work, and all of you were like, "Why did I come to this shit?" Anyway, so the next talk it's a really cool story because this is a monthly meetup, and last month it was smaller. It was about half the size because of the strike. There was a BVG strike. Nobody could come, and there was one of the lightning talks was by Karsten. Anyone was here for that? Okay, good. Yeah, Karsten is an engineer, a sales engineer at AWS. Okay, Amazon Web Services. He's not a coder. He's not a programmer by trade. He was a sales engineer, but he wants to get into coding, and he built his own product with vibe coding. Anyone heard about vibe coding? Yeah, so he used Claude, and he did a talk about it. He's like, "Hey, I built this thing with vibe coding. Here are some lessons I learned," and that talk inspired an attendee like you. Literally, like he was giving his talk, and there were a few people here, and and Max was an attendee, our next speaker. He was an attendee in the audience. Max is sitting over there. Max, come up while we do this. And Max listened. It was a 5-minute lightning talk, Give it up for Max, everybody. Max, you can put this on you while I. And so Max listened to Karsten's talk, and he really took it in. I hope you do that. Max has never written a line of front end code in his life. And so what he did, he was like, okay, vibe coding, vibe coding. Max, he works with a flower business. His wife owns a flower business. And this is them. This is Suddenly Flowers. They sell really beautiful flower arrangements, as you can see, and their shop. Max has never written front-end code in his life, but they needed a CRM, a customer relationship management tool, where you can manage like these orders, these customers, etc. Bro just vibe coded the entire thing. 0 lines of code were written by him. He watched Karsten's talk. He's like, okay, vibe coding, Next.js app, I think, or maybe not, he'll tell you, but like full end-to-end CRM business software that is now used by this shop in the real world, and 0 lines of code was by him. It's crazy. And so this directly impact from this meetup. And so it's such a cool talk. So listen to him when he speaks. Is this on? Listen to him when he speaks. Give your biggest round of applause. Max Burlish!
Thank you guys. Hi everyone. Yeah, I sometimes so excited about the pages way of speaking. Yeah, I'm from Russia, completely different culture, like opposite. So yeah, probably will get bored. Uh, my name is Max. I'm solution engineer actually, not from the flower business. Working in Talok AI like for many years. So yeah, I've been building pipelines in Python, but yeah, I just didn't have time to uh, learn about JavaScript and so on. That's why. And recently, maybe 1.5 years ago, my wife opened a flower store in Berlin, and yeah, it's became like a family business. And as you can imagine, yeah, I have now 2 jobs. Uh, yeah. So yeah, after 1.5 years of struggling with some processes in the shop, I decided just to fix something at least and build some study. Yeah, it's Phantom Power. To build some like app. Yeah, so we have customers, we have orders, and what I need to achieve is just to have some like Trello board. Yeah, but yeah, the main like entire goal was to build everything like from with 0 costs. Yeah, it's just accidentally our website page. It's not connected to this topic. Yeah, so basic, yeah, it's mocked. It's not a customer data, you know. Uh, so uh, after Karsten, I was really excited because yeah, I build in some Python stuff, but it's super boring when you build in pipelines, when you write in Python code, but you don't see any front end. And I decided, why? Okay, it's time to build something for my wife. And yeah, we used to use like Trello boards. It's pretty good, as you can see, for orders. But and Trello provide a beautiful feature called Power Apps. It's basically the JavaScript app that you can run, in a cloud. And of course, I use Versal for this because it's free. Uh, uh, yeah, as well as the Supabase because it's also free. There's a lot of free features. You shouldn't pay. You shouldn't pay for anything like in it's just content remote. I don't know why you pay. But yeah, I'm talking not about enterprise projects. Yeah, I'm talking about small pet, like small business. We are small business. We have only 5 employees. So what I want to show you. Yeah, I built this app using Cursor. Yeah, but last speaker Nico is here still. Oh, fine. Usually a celebrity just show like go home after, but yeah. So I build it not using English because it's not my uh, uh, native language, and I used Russia for build everything. So as you can see, you shouldn't be like AI engineer only if you speak only English. Russian is also okay. Yeah, there is nothing to, of course, be proud of. But yeah, it's just more helpful for me. So I can show you. There's a Trello board with some cards, and there's a power up written in JavaScript. It's React app. Huh? Yeah. In the background is a Supabase Postgres instance, free. Yeah, so there is some order about there are some delivery nodes. There are some types, but yeah, when I built this app, I was satisfied, but I get bored very easy, and I get bored like very fast. And I decided why I should have Trello. Yeah, there's a lot of unnecessary features. There is like what is this? Why you should have this? Why they offer me every time like upgrade to premium? I don't like this. So I decided to build the Trello uh, from scratch. Yeah, after like I got the cursor, I add some like $50 on my temporary card because yeah, when you're using this toolkits, tool calls, it could be quite expensive. And I built something like this. Oh no, that should. Okay. Yeah, yeah, now it works. Yeah, localhost. But my Trello app, it's already deployed and using Vercel, as you can see, I like had many items. So yeah, this is my Trello board without Trello, and what I already achieved. I have, oh, what's it? Right. Yeah, I can log out, and I use a Google authorization because I trust Google. Uh, I don't trust myself. Yeah, we have some like mock screen. We have columns. We have cards. Yeah, and we have basically custom Trello for my purpose. I maybe spent a couple nights for this, around maybe 10 hours total, and spent only 200 premium requests in Cursor. Or write everything using Russian. Oh, uh, sure. Prompts, it's not like beautiful. Sometimes I'm just screaming in the model. And yeah, I have a lot of problems because I choose maybe not a good stack for this project. It was Next.js, which is good, but I also use Tailwind, which I don't like because model is really like struggling with changing even like if you want to move some SVG to in like 1 pixel left, it's impossible. The model will never help you. So yeah, this is a cards. We can add new card. Uh, we can, yeah, there's a clients. I will choose myself. Orders, comments, check. Yeah, uh, even I can attach image here. What? Yeah, it works. It's everything it works, and I'm really excited. And yeah, I even create animation when you like at the end. Uh, so yeah, it's everything with no code. I really I don't understand JavaScript, unfortunately. So yeah, overall, like I'm I'm done. I still developing this project. I will polish some stuff here and deploy it using Vercel for free. So I have like a couple conclusions here. I wrote it down. So I didn't encounter like any serious obstacles during this development. It was completely like really nice journey. First. Second, like I have the feeling that I can now implement any commercial grade enterprise projects. Like I even I even don't like to use like to write Python code because LLM just make it better. What else? I'm totally happy that I never wasted time to learn JavaScript. So yeah, maybe some features in UI. There is like Google Maps suggest it works only for German. Oh, sorry. Yeah, because is it work? Uh, no screaming. Yeah, but I'm done. So as you can see, it's just it works. I will deploy it maybe in this week and educate my staff to use this. That's pretty much it. Thank you.
Train wreck. So who's asking this? You. Michael's asking where you can find the code.
Do you have it online?
It's not open source.
What code?
Localhost 3000. It's not open source, right?
It's not open source.
It's not open source yet.
Maybe
Thank
it's
you.
created specifically for my business, so it's like no sense to make it open source.
Yeah. Thank you. Get up for Max, everybody. Amazing.
Right.
I'm fighting the cables. Okay, hey, that was awesome. The guy, just for clarity, he built Trello from scratch without writing any code. He's like, an AI wrote this app. That's insane. Like there's a 13-year-old kid here, or there was. I think it's past his bedtime. But I'm not even joking. He was here and he was asking me like, "Hey, should I learn Python?" And I said, "Python's for losers." Which I know. Hey, I feel like we're among friends. Okay, and then you know what was really heartbreaking? He was like, "Oh, I've been learning Python." That was so bad. It was really I should maybe control myself. No, but I introduced this kid, 13 years old, to vibe coding. What if you could just talk and make an app like Max? Max is like in his 30s or something, right? And he's like, but what if you start there and of course you learn the skills, you know? So anyway, I'm talking too much. This is so cool. Huge. Thank you, Max. Our meetup. Yeah, give a round of applause. This is amazing. Our next speaker, Max, you still have the mic on you. Can I have it back, please?
Oh,
That's
sure.
sorry. I need to like teach the speakers to put the mic back. Thank you, Max. God bless you. This is amazing. Now let's get our next speaker. His name is Ricardo Santos Diaz. Where is he? Is he there? He comes all the way from Bucaramanga in Colombia. Incredible. How, however, he has been living in Berlin for the past 10 years. So please plug in. We'll set you up for the live stream in just a minute. But we have history. This guy. Our Berlin AI community is special and beautiful. Look around. What an incredible community. All of you are such an important part of it. And many of you have asked to do lightning talks at future editions. So I look forward to welcoming you. Ricardo and I moved to Germany together at the same time to work at the same company 10 years ago. We go way back. He used to make fun of me. I used to make fun of him. We still make fun of each other, as you can probably tell. But we've grown together. It's a 10-year friendship. And Ricardo is now an AI engineer. He has a YouTube channel, many subscribers. Congrats. And here, clip this on you. And he recently built something amazing. He worked. I don't know if I what he works in the compliance space, SOC 2, HIPAA, all this stuff, and did work to support this with AI. A lot of companies need to produce documents and stuff, and a big part of that is searching, finding the right document, right? And so he built a multi-agent architecture that he's going to talk to us about today. Please give your biggest round of applause to Ricardo Santos.
Yes.
Introduce yourself. I need to do something.
Of course. Thank you for the warm welcome. Some of you might know me already. I like to speak a bit in these kind of events. It's been a quite some time, quite a long career that I have built here in Germany, as Tejas properly have said. And yeah, it brought me here now to AI because why not, right? I have been doing backend development, data engineering, engineering management, and now AI engineering as a way of living.
Cool.
I look young. I am not that young though. I still have a 17-year-long career. On top, the braces are a little bit. They really disguise my age. So let's quickly talk. Right, this is a lightning talk. So I'm sorry, guys, if I'm going to go too fast. But yeah, let's speak a little bit about the key behind the success in RAG. Right, we already know a quick definition of RAG. Let's quickly summarize it once again. We have a user making a query in a web app. That web app goes requests some information and tries to retrieve some information that is relevant for this query to be answered. That might come from a database, a data repository. Then it sends the data to an LLM. It sends the user query, which is the user prompt, whatever question was asked, and the context that it retrieved from our data sources. That is RAG. Done. Next thing that we have, it's an LLM answering you in natural language, saying like, hey, this is what I have, this is the information we found, and this is what you can get done with it. But the thing is that language is diverse, right? And it's always evolving. All of these phrases that we see here are basically the same thing, but they are written differently. They might mean differently depending on the language model, right? They might not necessarily understand what you're saying. And it's our purpose to give the best context and to retrieve the best context for the LLM to do its job, right? That's why we speak about in RAG, the success behind RAG, the real success behind RAG is about search engine, right? We are basically glorified search engineers, right? We are basically trying to build semantic RAG, which is semantic search, which is a way for us to find contextual data that is meaningful to the semantics of our questions and our prompts. For that, we use something that is called vector embeddings, which is a floating representation of the words and the context that we can basically draw distance in a plane and get what is really close to what we're asking. But the thing is, these embedding models, these floating point representations are not always precise and are pretty much like throwing a coin in the air. You will never get a proper answer. And multi-language use cases still fall behind the curve. So we need to really put our mindset into how can we make search better for the machine to understand and to get the right context. And that's when it comes the picture of hybrid search, right? Which is this beautiful cocktail that we have here. We have dense search, which is doing the normal vector embeddings that capture meaning on words. We can search by meaning and semantics of words you do in this dense search. We have a sparse search, which is doing a search by keyword, basically being able to understand or to get the most approximate keywords that are relevant to our search. And last but not least, we put them together, we mix them using a relative score fusion, which sounds big, but it's nothing complicated. It's just mixing the results and finding of them which one has the highest score for us to get the most relevant data. That's it. And this is something that a struggle that we had back at compliance, right? Maybe a year ago, we were doing dense search using embeddings models from OpenAI, whatever model that was available in the market at that time, and we were not getting good results for our RAG, right? Users were making questions, the questions were not being answered. Our AI was saying like, hey, I didn't find anything relevant for you. I'm so sorry. Information that we knew was in our database. That's when we understood that we definitely had to become search engineers instead of just calling ourselves AI engineers. And that's when a little piece extra came into the picture, right? Dense search is using whatever embeddings model you have available. A sparse search, it's a little bit more complicated. It could be as complicated as you want or as easy as you want. One of those sparse search or basically keyword search algorithms that you can use are BM25, which exists in many many of the modern tooling for search, OpenSearch, Elasticsearch, whatever, TF, IDF. It's another one of those algorithms, quite standard, exists since the 70s. But there is one additional one that is split. It's quite a recent one that is based on large language models. It basically gives you a keyword representation and a sparse representation of your data to do search. This improves results by double digits when gathering context for data. So this is what we use. We implemented a split really easily, just by calling Hugging Face, downloading the model, and just doing the inference. Done. We have it. And the next thing we did is just basically to merge and to mix these results from our dense search and our sparse search on pgvector using our own relative score fusion implementation. Now, we had really good search, but it was not capable enough. We wanted more, right? Sometimes, even though we had really good results, they were not completely relevant to what we were doing. And that's when agentic RAG came into the picture, right? Which they just already spoke about. But I want to deep dive in a little bit into how we implemented it. Agentic RAG, as we know, is basically just give the LLM the driver's seat, say, hey, you're the reasoning agent, sorry, you decide when to call a tool, you have these tools available. In this case, we built a set of tools that are just for RAG, right? We have a retriever, which is the one that is doing the hybrid search. So it's getting the best context from the database. We have a relevancy check, which is taking each one of these fragments of information that gathered from the database and is asking using an LLM, in this case, a mini LLM, hey, is this actually relevant to the user query? If yes, keep it on the list. If not, drop it. We have an answer analysis, which is when we found at least one piece of information that was relevant for this context, let's generate an answer and we can answer the user. And we have a rewriter, right? In the case that none of the context that we retrieve was actually relevant for the user, we tell the LLM, hey, can you please just rewrite the question and look again? Maybe you will find something. There is an additional that you can put, which is a hallucination check at the end. When you have an answer, you say, now please assess that you have this context, you have this question, you have this answer. Please assess if this is actually meaningful for the user question to be answered. And that's how you control hallucinations best way using RAG systems. And that was also not the only point where we achieved. We said, like, we can do more. So we said, what if we, instead of just using a single agent, what if we have multiple agents that can cover a lot of our domains in our compliance use case? In compliance, we speak about evidences, we speak about controls. In ISO 27001, we speak about policies, we speak about a bunch of stuff. So we said, why don't we just have a set of agents that are specialized for each one of these domains? Each one of these agents can do an agentic RAG on each domain on the database, and then we can merge those responses with a supervisor on top. And that's what we built, right? Our agentic RAG implementation more or less looks like this. This is a little bit of the hybrid search sorry, let me re-share my screen. Second. Yep. This is a little bit of the how we implemented the hybrid search. It's basically, it's on a pgvector function. We are applying some metadata search. We are basically getting embeddings, a comparison the distance of the embeddings for the dense search, for the sparse search, and then just mix them together. And this is a little bit of how we looks our implementation of our agentic RAG for each one of these agents, specialized agents, using LangGraph, right? So it's been quite a journey, but we have reached really successful endeavor. We have reached really good results that really like the users, our users, and we have really managed to implement kind of a safe AI, privacy-oriented AI that we control completely on our database, and that we can just be sure and we have the safety that what we are delivering to the users is actually meaningful to them. So yeah, I guess that was it. A little bit fast. I don't know if it was too fast.
It was perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Ricardo's going to be around for questions after. We're gonna we have 2 more lightning talks and then we're done. And then you get to go on LinkedIn and be like, wow, I attended a great AI meetup where most of the demos didn't work. Anyway, come up, Fishbridgen. I call our next speaker is a friend of mine. Watch out. A friend of mine called Mark, but I call him Fishbridgen. Anyone familiar with Fishbrötchen? It's great. Yeah, it's a fish sandwich in German. Because Mark used to go to university. Don't forget to share your screen with the thing. Mark used to. Yeah, good. Your entire screen. You want to share your entire screen?
But with HDMI not.
And here, yeah, and that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And Mark used to go to university. So in Berlin, there's a university called Code University. Has anyone heard of this? Code. It's a great university. They teach you how to code, in case it wasn't clear from the name. And he used to go there. I met Mark when he was a student.
still there, actually, not finished with my bachelor.
Are you serious? What a noob. Anyway, so he put this on. Oh, actually, it's on. So while he figures it out, he was studying, and he talked about, clip this on you. He talked about an app that he built. He's a student, I think a freshman student. He built an app that abuses the website of Nordsee. Anyone familiar with Nordsee? They sell fish bridge.
Say the name.
Oh, whoops. It's okay. Nobody is listening to this. So anyway, they have this
Time outed.
thing with coupon codes, and he built a system that can just get him free fish bridging for his entire life. And he he just like told us in class, here's how I built this thing with fish bridging, I guess. And I was like, this is the coolest lightning talk ever. So today he's gonna not talk to us about that, but I'd like to talk. That was like 5 years ago or something, right? You were really struggling with that.
Long time, yeah. Oh, like
I-
this, okay.
I think they fixed it.
I think I got it.
Flip it, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I never saw a thing like this.
do you need help? Do we need
One
an
second,
agent?
1 second.
Do- I'm sorry, everyone.
Up, up, up.
That's so embarrassing. Let's all watch it.
Yeah, maybe you can help me. It's easier.
Yeah.
Like this.
There.
Okay, perfect. Yeah.
So yeah, so he's gonna talk to us. Hey, yeah, awesome. He's still a student, as he mentioned, but he's also a founder. And he's building a company. How old are you?
I'm 22 now.
He's 22, and he's like building a company. Yeah, amazing. And again, he's a local builder. And so he's going to show us the thing he's building, and he's going to show us how it's built so we can learn how to build this with AI. Without further ado, get up everybody for Mark.
Thank you very much. So what do you want to learn? Is there any topic you are currently looking to learn? Okay, maybe something. Maybe that's not the perfect example, actually. Maybe it could be, for example, programming related, or actually anything works. Deutsch, okay. Yeah, we can try that. So basically, what we are building is an app, which it looks like a social media. So basically, it looks like Twitter. For example, I was a like very heavy Twitter user. I consumed way too much Twitter, but now they turned like the whole feed into videos and to basically TikTok. So now it's shit. I used to use it a lot for learning programming, for example. So now we built our own app, which is a Twitter, but it's all AI generated content basically, and it's for learning. So you can enter a topic that you want to learn about, and it will generate you a social media. Oh, sorry, a social media feed, which is like 100% AI generated, and where you can learn the feed about. So actually, this might not be the perfect example because now the feed is completely generated in German. So maybe can we try React, because maybe most people will not understand this here. So I will just try to enter React, but we can look at this feed in the meantime, because in the social media today, and it will increase a lot in the future, like all the posts will be AI generated anyways. They're just trying to sell you some stupid stuff or get you hooked on some like stupid shit. And why don't you just have your own social media where you are the boss and not the product, and you can use it to learn stuff, for example, for learning German or for doing a driver's license, which I should do that, and for example to learn React. So I hope this is finished now. Exactly. And actually it contains a meme generator too. So when you are learning a topic on the fly, it will generate a lot of memes, which will kind of be entertaining. So the goal is that it should be educational, but at the same time it should be entertaining, because like you're not gonna sit in the U-Bahn and like go to an article about all my university stuff and read it when you're like at 3 a.m. in the train or something like that. So yeah, we have like images, and then also we have quizzes, so to keep it more interactive, so that it's not that it's that it's more engaging. You can actually look there. So let me try to answer it. A, B, or C? What do you say? Oh, sorry. Okay, let's just try A. And yeah, then you can basically collect your progress here.
And then you can go to the post. They also have comments which go in like a question answer style. And you can also prompt it like any way you want. For example, you can say like, okay, React for beginners, or React very advanced topics, or you can enter like LLMs. Or what you can also do is you can upload your PDF document, and it will turn your, for example, a research paper or a book, and it will turn it into like an interactive feed. And yeah, for example, and yeah, also one thing I wanted to show, we also have like chat features. So for example, you can go here and then you can ask it like, okay, can you explain this like I'm 25, for example, and it will, you can talk to it, you can use the voice. Hello, hello, can you please explain it like I'm 3 years old? Thank you. And it will, yeah, generate you some stuff. And yeah, and then also at the end of every chapter, so the content is separated into chapters, and you can like fill these rings on the like bottom right. It's like the Apple progress rings, so the reading progress and the quiz, like little quiz progress. And then we have like these kind of Feynman method exercises where you will act as a teacher and you will need to explain the topics to a student. So I hope I will be able to answer that correctly. That's also why I chose React here, because they make some very hard questions. So most of the time you really need to go through all of the content and go through all of the quizzes to really be able to answer that. So yeah, just for the sake of time, I put like a small cheat code inside. But the voice mode is actually working quite nice. Oh, we can try that. Let me give it one try. So so basically the virtual DOM, it works by not having to replace the whole DOM at once, but it will just calculate like the difference between like the old DOM and the new DOM, and just replace stuff that it will be changed. And as you can see, it's like one app where the voice input is actually working. And yeah, but I didn't fully get it. So you really need to explain the whole concept. So then there will be a professor AI, which will continue and ask questions like, okay, yeah, but actually, can you explain it in more detail? And then you will basically, as you can see on the top, there's like a progress bar. So you need to fill up this progress bar. And it will, there's like 3 questions currently. And you will need to like finish these questions. So I just do a cheat code now. Actually did some leaking here. So that's like the second part. Basically, I just want to advertise my app. You can install it if you like. So where's my cursor? Hello, hello. There's a QR code. I'll say thank you very much. Yeah, and on the second part, if you're interested, I'm going to show you a little bit how this exercise feature is working under the hood, because it's like a normal AI chat, but it has 2 specialties. So on the one hand side, you have like 2 different roles that the AI can take. Like one is the student role and one is the professor. So if you do an answer wrong, then the professor comes in and says like, yeah, can you improve this, and gives you some tips on what exactly they want to have. And on the other hand side, like on the top of the screen, there's like a progress bar which needs to be filled. So the AI should like control that progress bar. And then I can show you a little bit into how we are prompting it and how we are like delivering that chat to the end user. So on the front end, like actually we're using Vercel AI SDK, and I really, really like it. I think it's like the best tool to interact with LLMs, although many times you need to go low level, but like I think it's the best framework. But unfortunately, because we are using Python, I would love to use TypeScript full stack, but we are using it only on the front end. But what we can do here is we have this stream. So we, as you saw, like the content is streamed to the front end. But we also need this metadata before that. So we need to see if it's the professor or if it's the student. So what we do here is basically we have this metadata section, and what we are like doing on the backend side is that we are kind of getting the stream from the LLM, but we are pausing like the emitting of the stream to the front end while it's still in this metadata section. So let me just check. Oh, I really dislike Python. Like if you build, like, don't build in Python. Like I can tell you so many stories about it. Yeah, but so basically, as you can see here, it has this metadata mode, and at the end we are emitting the format that gets to the front end in a data format which is built by Vercel. So this is the like, if you aren't familiar with the AI SDK front end, it basically provides you an abstraction for state management on the front end to interact with an LLM. So it has like all this kind of, okay, the state is currently loading. There's so many messages. There's a message by the by the user and a message by the assistant or a tool call, and you just need to build, like, in a declarative way, you just need to build the front end for that. But all the interactions with the backend, it's kind of abstracting away for you, which is really, really nice. And we are using that with React Native, and it also works well. And on the backend, we are kind of manually, which also works. You can also just use it with a fast API Python backend. And we are using this streaming protocol. So basically what happens there is we get the stream from the LLM, but we are waiting for it to, like, finish this metadata section. And then we can use this here, this message annotation part. So basically to the front end, it gets streamed the normal text, which gets displayed, but also the annotation part you can just see in the front end. And if you see, like, oh, the progress changed, you can just update it in the UI without it being leaked in the front end. So actually this time it got actually leaked. So it's not easy to, like, prompt all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think that's quite a cool feature, which might be a little bit yeah, more advanced there. Yeah, thanks for listening.
Herr Fischbrötchen, Dankeschön. It was awesome. I'm gonna use this app because I have so many things I want to learn. For example, like how to host a great meetup. Thank you. Thank you. Give it up one more time, everybody, for Mark Weigel. I even remembered his last name. You didn't expect that one, did you, Fischbrötchen?
You say
Weigel. Weigel?
no, I'm called Witt with my last
Witt?
name.
That's embarrassing.
Witt, like W-I-T.
W-I-T-T.
Yeah.
Yeah, witty guy. Give it up for Mark Witt.
Okay.
Nothing happened. I didn't forget his name. Anyway, hey everyone, guess what? We're at the last talk. Look around, everybody left. You, for real. You staying, you are the real ones. Appreciate you. This guy came from Frankfurt. He came from Frankfurt all the way over here. What's up, Frankfurt? Nice to see you. It is the German AI meetup, now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, Bonn, Frankfurt. Anyone here from, like, Munich? No? We'll fix that. Our next speaker, Dominic, our last speaker, Dominic, is going to come up and he's going to talk to us about model context protocol. Anyone familiar with MCP? Yeah, that's the stuff. I built an MCP server, but I deliberately didn't. The HDMI cable's on the floor. I'm so sorry, but you're going to have to, like, bend over. Nobody look at him. No, it's that one. Yeah. So MCP is a really awesome way for AI agents or language models to do stuff in the real world. They can interact with databases, and he's going to show us that. It's really cool because he came up to me today and his demo was not working, but he fixed it now. And so we're going to see something that maybe will work, maybe will not, and then we're going to wrap up, and then it's going to be over, and then you're going to go home and be like, wow, I really spent a Thursday evening with a bunch of nerds. And you're going to be like, why? You're going to be like, why do I...
That's definitely the wrong screen.
It's his notes, though. Hey, look, spoilers. No, but you're going to be like, why did I even come to this? But guess what? We're probably going to do it again. It's a monthly meetup. And I will say this while he prepares. This month was exceptional. I mean, I didn't expect this room to be as full as it was. There was like over 200 people here, right? Something like that. And that's enormous. This is the third time we've done this. 3 times. First time, 130. Second time, the bond was like striking, so it was like 112. Suddenly today, like over 200. It's growing because of you. This wouldn't happen without the community. You sit here and you listen to these people. You get inspired, like Max listens to Carsten vibe coding, and you come and learn and grow. So I just want to thank you. Give yourselves just a massive round of applause. It's this community wouldn't exist without you. In fact, this is a free event. We feed you. It's all for you. So I'm glad you came. I'm glad you partook. Glad you enjoyed. We're gonna do it again. Probably the third Thursday in May, not the last one, but the third. So keep your. You'll receive an email. What's going on, brother?
No idea what this screen is.
Can I debug for you? Here, you entertain the crowd for a while. Let me. You just talk.
Okay, you've all seen my notes. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it. It's fine. I got it.
So you've all seen my notes. So first of all, I wouldn't consider myself an AI engineer. I can't even spell the word right. So I'm more the weird security guy, but who has a good interest into AI, especially because of what Max said earlier. It's like I hate JavaScript. It's like you can
You're good.
suddenly
It's just mirrored now. You,
figure out now.
yeah, just like cool. All right, give it up, everybody! Woo!
Here we are. So not only asking yes/no questions with this kind of system. Okay, I don't know. So basically what it does, it asks you for every two call for approval, either once. Give all other people from the search team access to that document and would also write these relationships here. So yeah, and all of these questions, these are called open questions, like who has access to what, or who can access this document, or whatever. Even this big one here, where in the end actually no, even create biometrics here because hey, why not? And then escalated and tried to build, I don't know what, because it doesn't show here. Let's see the last artifact in this chat. A white page, but it took a long time and I don't know what happened here. But yeah, here we are. So that's basically it for the 10 to 15 minutes. I'm totally happy to talk about the meta security implications, especially around remote MCP, by the way. So I'll be around a bit longer if you want to. Thank you. One last thing I forgot. So all of this stuff is open source here, github.com/user/spice-bmcp. You can just spin it the backend up. It's all Dockerized, and there's also an accompanying blog post if you want to read it. Feel free. That provides way more details around MCP and all the stuff I've just chimed over. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Dominic. And with that, we are finished. But yeah, hey, give yourselves the biggest. This wouldn't happen if you didn't come. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Give it up for the volunteers that made this possible. Ahmed on the live stream. Woo! And Leah for the food and beverage. Woo! And Robert's not here, but this event is a community event. And if you want to sponsor the event, maybe your company's interested in, like, we want to buy pizza for everyone. That's possible. If you want to help volunteer and support, that's possible. If you want to do a lightning talk, that's possible. All of this is going to happen again, and we look forward to welcoming you again with food, drink, and great content. So thank you for coming. We'll see you next time.
When your life ends.